Willie.
We are live. Don't say anything racist.
Good, sweet tits.
Don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Check out the store for all our merch.
D&D with the dogs. D&D with dogs. Dogs playing D&D. Oh, what fun have we?
You got heating in your
D&D
house,
with the dogs. Yeah, but it's really expensive.
Sure, he's there for shorts and t-shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, electricity is expensive at the moment, so.
Sure is.
This Snuggie was only £14 from Tesco, and this what's
Dating
called down, I got. Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
All right, very good. Sorry, I didn't do it.
Let's forget about real life troubles and
Exactly.
go into D&D world troubles. Right, I shall kick us off. Last we left off, our party had travelled far. A journey that has taken you from the bustling metropolis of Neverwinter on a journey east on a long road to the grasslands of the central Sword Coast. On the road, you met an old friend in the half-elf bard Cobwyn Aestra, who informed you of a goblin presence in the deep reaches of the Neverwinter woods. Goblins that were directly linked to the attack on Triboar, the very destination that you seek, or that you sought. Set to learn more, you as a party followed your friend's lead, and nestled away within an ancient fortress within the deep reaches of the woods. Your explorations uncovered an alliance between goblins and giants, with a seeming goal to accumulate food for their leader, Chief Gur. But the endgame is still a mystery. Armed with a map and new knowledge of the threat and yourselves, you ventured onwards. A brief conversation with a night on the road revealed that the Weevil, your once prisoner, has escaped, a shock to all indeed. But after several more days' travel, you've arrived in Triboar, an open expanse of horse ranches, a mercantile town set in the meeting point of four once heavily travelled trade routes. But the giant attack has shut down the majority of travel, and the town has begun to slip into a sorry state, crops destroyed and storage ransacked. The locals now seek solace in fighting and belligerence, and that is just what the low profilers have brought to the town of Triboar. We zoom into the lion's share, normally a quiet, subdued establishment for those with typically more coin and stature, is now bustling. The floorboards shake as the crowd dances, laughs, and jokes. Abard Helmer, Finn and Bracefoot, Shamash, Fenkin Cabradon, Unga Bungerson, Nubs Grimwick, and Cobwyn Aestra are in full swing, celebrating their arrival in Triboar and the successful tourney of Abard Helmer against that of Medica Insanus. Now, I would go to each of you in the pub right now to give me a brief summation of how you are partying in the Lion's Share Tavern this evening. Let's start with Shamash.
Well, Shamash has been lining up the what's called fire whiskey and sharing it with strangers and having a jolly old time, telling him stories about his travels, while insisting this is a very good place to place to stay the night and pay for dinner at. So he's been like, "Oh yes, and these wonderful times we had out in Adventure. You're going to stay here, aren't you? Yes, and then we met a giant riding a cloud, and you're going to stay for dinner." So it's been constantly like that, just sort of sitting in the corner, having a sort of jig around. Yeah, pretty jolly.
Okay. Unga Bungerson, how about yourself? How are you partying tonight?
Unga Bungerson, I would say, is probably somewhere near Finnan. He's drinking a lot, being merry. He's trying to show off some party tricks, one of which is he's trying to crack a walnut between his arse cheeks. He's convinced Finnan he can do it. But he's trying to cheer Finnan up because he lost a lot of gold, apparently.
Yeah. Finn and Bracefoot, how about yourself?
I'm a little glum. Having had the brilliant idea to host the gambling for Abard and Medica's tourney, and having the odds be so skewed against him, I'm actually down 31 gyps on the whole deal.
Oh
So
no!
I'm a little down, a little beat up, but there with a little pint. Unga Bungerson's nut cracking is cheering me up a little bit.
Nubs Grimrick.
Nubs is pretty pleased that his plan went off somewhat without a hitch to get people into the pub, and so now he's just enjoying himself. He's trying to forget the feelings he was feeling before about his granddad and the hammer. So he's just there, he's taking his overcoat off and he has his braces on with his undershirt. He's tucked his thumbs under his braces and he's just sort of dipping up and down to the music. It's about as much of a dance as he can manage.
Okay. And Abard Helmer, how about yourself?
Having made significantly more than 31 gyps off betting and very confident in his physical self, Abard is challenging random peasants to press up competitions, and he's just basically just having a jolly old time.
Amazing. Now, through the evening, not all of you would necessarily notice this straight off, but you'd kind of passingly say to each other, "Where is Medica?" Medica last saw kind of storming off from the battlefield, and unbeknownst to you, in the floor above, waiting for didn't realise this song was so damn long.
He's having a great time, right? This is happening.
In the room above, I'll imagine POV camera is going through the corridors of the tavern, and it goes up a staircase, and we go up into a corridor where all the rooms are in the top of the hotel, and sitting in a room at the end of the corridor, we go into the room and we go to Medica. Would you like me to skip on to your...
Yes, I think this might be the wrong song actually.
No, this is a placeholder I put in.
Actually, this is pretty good.
Well, use this.
Yeah,
Move
I'll
on to your
use
bit.
it. Yeah, okay. After a shameful defeat, Medica had gotten up from the mud and hastily entered the inn. He marched past the bar and grabbed a bottle of whiskey from the bar and went into his room, slamming the door. Immediately after entering his room, Medica punches a mirror next to the door, shattering it into pieces. His palms starts to bleed profusely, which Medica ignores at first. He sits down on the bed and corks the bottle of whiskey, whilst bleeding all over the room. He takes a lengthy sip out of the bottle and looks at his hand. Weak! Unworthy! Medica yells as he throws his warhammer into the wall, firmly embedding it into it. I actually fucking deleted part
Anyone
of
hear
my...
anything upstairs? I swear I just heard a thud on the door, Nubs.
He keeps
So
playing...
Snub's not even noticing that you're barely talking to him. Just says,
He keeps...
Oh well, let's keep dancing, eh?
He keeps playing the fight through his head over and over. Can't get this smug face of Abard idiotically grinning at him through the predicament. His blood boils as the only thought of the fact is that he, a priest of mighty Talos, lost to some barely religious worshipper of some minor god. Medica keeps emptying his bottle of whiskey as he kicks the chair across the room, shattering it into pieces. Finally, calming down a little, he burns the bleeding wound close, starts once again to reminisce his years of uncertainty in a torment of time. His past deeds were all but forgotten. I was the most powerful priest of my temple in the year of the gauntlet. Everyone who faced me looked at me in horror as they realized they would not live to see their loved ones ever again. No man, no monster would stand against me and survive. People worshipped me, worshipped Talus, because they were too weak to resist. Why had I lost everything? Dawn, where are you? The only man I have ever respected. Gone in a blink of an eye. Thrown in the portal summoned by priesthood of Ogma. What happened to me? Why can't I remember? I remember waking up in the ruins of a castle east of Baldur's Gate. My body feeling weak. All my belongings taken away. The voice I had heard so clear before, guiding me, was now gone. The powerful feeling of content within me was no more there. First time since childhood I felt this. Uncertainty, unnervingness, fear. First, people I faced were just a couple of peasants living in a farm. I took their wealth and a shitty horse, rode back to Baldur's Gate. The scenery had changed. The meadows had grown into forest. Rivers rerouted. Towns turned into cities. Had I let Talus down? Is this a punishment for me? I keep praying and praying, but no answer. I need to perform the rituals. When the time is right. Medica grabs the whiskey bottle as he downs the rest of it in one large gulp, passes out in the bed within his armor.
Oh, yes.
And as Medica slips into an unconscious state on the bed, descend back down into the pub as everyone's like partying with all the locals.
There's a fucking mosh pit happening downstairs.
For some reason I imagine Bungus would be at the centre of it. Okay.
Yeah, Tungsten's got some good head spins.
So we will say that unless there's anything anyone wants to discuss with each other down in the pub, I'll open the floor to you. Otherwise, we can move into our next day. But I'm completely open for anyone to discuss anything during the
Unger is currently discussing with Finnan whether or not he can set fire to Nubs' beard by farting into a candle.
Finnan quizzically looks at him and goes, I want to see this happen. Let's make it happen. I pull out matches and a candle from my knapsack.
Imagine it's like on a little brass bearer or something like that.
Yeah, it's like really like ornate, like the little,
Unger's kind of...
catcher at the bottom.
He's got this brass candle bearer in his hand, and he's kind of sidling over to Nubs, who's still doing his little Green Dragon, Merry and Pippin dance
like
on the
Merry
table.
Green Dragon, exactly. Yeah, very much similar to that.
And I'm gonna all of a sudden hop up onto the bench, bend over, pull my butt flap up, put the candle behind my ass, and try and squeeze out fart. Now, would you like me to roll whether or not I shit myself?
So I would ask you to roll me. I'm gonna say for the actual fart itself a performance, but I'd also ask you to make me a Constitution saving throw as you try to control your sphincter.
And then throw it later on for Nubs, whether he like suspects anything or like if he has enough time to do it.
Oh no!
Okay. And now, with a 4, I'd ask you to make the Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh shit! Ooh,
Oh man, you managed to catch it. I would allow you to make the fart successfully. It is a bad smell, but it is controlled at least.
Didn't he have he had a flame next to it as well?
with a 4, or is it just like a little like not much else?
Snuffs the candle out.
Yeah, it just
Yeah.
snuffs the candle out.
You almost control your sphincter too well, in that it just kind of like gets out like a tiny crack through the anus.
Finn gets up
Alright.
here. You call that a fart? Step aside. I'll show you how to fart. And I'm gonna roll this performance with inspiration.
Oh.
Okay, it's a good fart. It's a good fart. You feel all the beer, all the cloudy ale you've been drinking this evening is serving you well. It's brewed something up within your stomach. I would ask you also to make a con save.
Oh, nice.
Perfection. Explain this to me, Finnan. How does it happen?
So I get up on the table, which Ungebunktion's just got off of, grab the torch, like, sort of lean over, and go, "Get on about burning?" Like, lift my leg up. Nubs, I imagine, turns towards me at this point, inhales deeply, and I, like, cock my leg, and then fart with, like, the candle behind him, right in front of him.
I was thinking if you roll the 20, that's what you do.
While this is going on, can Smash see that out of his corner of his eye and use his control flames to take the sort of farty flame that's going towards Nubs, turn it around, shape it into a snake that then goes straight towards Ungabungason.
Wonder how much progress we're making this session. Pub antics.
Unga screams, grabs the nearest chair, and tries to smash it over the head of this fiery snake.
At which Smash starts laughing uncontrollably.
Nice. Amazing. Any more antics to help take place in the pub?
Not as far as I know. No.
No antics from Abard, but just a note that if he's going to go to bed and take his armor off, he would find any documents people had put into said armor. Should anybody have any messages they need to send me?
Don't know. Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry. Say that again? So I was,
If
making-
anyone, for example, had put any notes or letters into my armor, I would find it because I'm about to take it off to go to bed. Just FYI.
I see. I see Abard starting to clean his armor as the hubbub about the fart snake dies down, and sort of think, oh, now's my time. So I head over and go, Abard, I think you'll find I left you a little note about a wager we made back in the old Goblin Cave. I'm sure you remember.
Aha! I remember every wager I make. Of course.
Pretty sure it was about 40 gyps, give or take the winnings.
Right.
Yes.
Ah!
Exactly the amount I lost to you yesterday.
And there's a note, you say?
Yep, in your chest it says, you owe me money, because I won. And we'd work it out later. And that seems quite fair.
Excellent. Well, let's settle that in the morning. Yes. Good.
Perfect. Glad we could iron that one out.
Yes. Good.
Sweet. I sort of walk away and have a little chortle as I head to the bar and order another drink.
Amazing. So, unless there's anything anyone else wants to do in this time, we can probably skip through to a long rest.
Yeah, sounds good.
Excellent.
Sounds good to me.
Boy.
Alright.
Just out of interest, do I need to let you know if I respec spells in a long rest?
I think it's up to you, isn't it?
I
No,
hope
no.
not, because I've done that many times.
Yeah, I've got it checked.
You-
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got to just take
If
it.
so, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. But
We've got to take it on trust that people won't be like reallocating their spells to suit the situation they're actually
in
getting
the
to.
mid combat or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I like. I've got complete trust in you guys that you're preparing spells only at long rests.
Yeah.
Sweet.
It's
Oh,
one of
you
these
don't
things
want
where
to
there's
spend
no
my
point
spells
cheating
against
because it doesn't make the game any more fun, does it?
Yeah.
No, because that's the whole thing. Is like, if I, for me, it's like I'll set situations up in which, you know, you may not be prepped for based on those things or something like that. If it's like a long dungeon or something like that. So yeah, from my perspective, it needs to be played in a way that you are speccing yourself every long rest based on what you think is going to come. If that makes sense.
Yeah, perfect.
I think
It's
that's
what I
fair.
had been doing. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, and I trust you guys. It's all good. We're all friends here. Okay,
yes.
so we shall say that you all awaken the next day in the pleasant sunshine coming through the windows of a summer's or an early summer's morning. It's crisp outside still, but the sun is beaming and is high already early in the morning. Now, I believe that most of you had rooms to yourselves, other than I think Finn and Nubs shared a room. Unger, you awaken in the fresh smell of hay in the stables. But they are some of the nicest stables you've stayed in your lifetime. The lion's share is a pub of a different level of which you've stayed in of your travels recently. It is tier up, let's say. It is certainly more expensive, but you feel the benefits of a well-feathered pillow and a warm duvet for the evenings. Now, I will say, for the sake of brevity, that you would be able to make your way downstairs and help yourselves to some breakfast from a wide menu, despite the fact that menus have been shortened due to the current food shortage. But the lion's share seems to have its fair share of food still, at least in the way of sausage, potatoes, enough to be able to put on some spread. So we'll say that you're well fed and well slept. Maybe not all of you. Medica, you would have probably awakened with a very sore head. But I will hand over to you all as you gather in the common room of the lion's share.
I would say the Medica woke up because he passed out so early. He woke up in like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and he couldn't get any sleep. And he is sitting in the common room just drinking coffee, just silently in the corner.
Abard has quite clearly been crying overnight. Not entirely sure why. Maybe something to do with the fact that he took a bet that he had no memory of actually making and lost a lot, which seems to have some sort of echoes to his past. And he hands over 40 gold to Finnan because he's sworn to keep his word.
Finnan graciously accepts it. On the back and say, "No hard feelings, old chap. I'm sure there'll be another round soon."
No hard feelings at all. Must always honour a bet.
Who is the leader of our group tonight?
Yeah, we haven't got one yet.
We've not rolled, actually.
I think that's 2 roll, basically. Scrubs ago. Okay, looks like could be a Finnan day.
Looks strong on Finnan.
Oh, the chaos that's going to ensue.
Fine is going to take the wheel.
So, as you gather around and eat your food, what is our plan for the day?
Well, Finnan, noticing the barren wasteland that is Triboar, actually had designs on trying to help remedy that using druidcraft. But we can come to that in a bit. My other main thought would be the trail to the northeast, which is on Nubs' map.
That's, I was going to say, Nubs has been, at breakfast, Nubs has peeled out this map, and with the sausage in one hand and a chubby finger in the other, he's trying to trace the line back down to Triboar.
If that's the case, Finnan goes over and wants to take a closer look with Nubs. To see, as we've been sharing a room, of course, we'll be having breakfast together.
Exactly, we've been chatting about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And sort of like drawing up plans of like trying to work out and make sense of what's going on here, and see if we can get any idea on it. Maybe find the town mayor, as we haven't spoken to them yet. See if we can get any info out of any higher ups in town, or indeed the bar lady, which I have
Did we
forgotten
show
the
it
name
to
of
the...
due to my hangover.
I think we did show it to the bar lady, didn't we, the bar lady? We showed it to someone.
Would it be
Maybe it was
worth
the bar lady.
figuring out the details of the attack? Because we haven't spoken to anyone about that yet, and just getting sort of general lay of the land.
Yeah, that'd be good
Good
to actually
idea.
get a
Heard any
description.
rumours?
Like, if you go and, like, as you say, find the mayor, and then figure out what's going on, see if there's anything we can do to help, and then get them to help us with our map.
Sure. I mean, what do you think?
Are we? We're in this building here near Award and Medica on that.
Yeah.
Is that where we are?
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if you watched the recording back from last session, Charlie, but the fields and the crops have been pretty much decimated from the giant attack, and the large building down here looks as if it was like a large storeroom, like a warehouse almost, and it had been broken through, doors ripped off, and gutted completely. So off the back of the giant attack, where you're starting to figure out has some close connection with food, that seems to be the principal target from the giants. The rest of the town itself isn't too shabby. Like, there are obvious damages and stuff from a bit of an attack, but it's mainly like the fields and store rooms that seem to be the targets out of everything.
Okay.
At this point, I look up from the map. I look around, see breakfast is going down. I scan the room, can't see the owner, and sort of scream out, "Adala, are you here?"
At which point, Andy apparently loses connection.
Yeah, she's not
Oh
here.
no.
He's gone to change
She
his
comes
costume.
over.
And at that point, Medica walks outside to take a piss in the nearby bushes.
I'm here. Quick, Nightman, have 40 gold. Sorry.
All have gold.
She's too kind.
And here's some
40
new
gifts
horses for all
everyone.
of you. I've lost my marbles, and I want to give you my inn. I want you to take it for me.
Oh my god, it's our second
And
property.
sweet,
We are
sweet
going to be
love to us.
tycoons.
Sorry, my I don't know what happened there. I had my internet dropped out. It doesn't seem to be like last week.
It's fine,
but,
we now own the lion's share.
We own the inn. But,
Yeah, a lot
A lot of
while you're
sentences you
away.
left
we
us.
said, if you want us to take care of the inn, say nothing. And she didn't, so I mean...
No. And I was scanning the room, having looked at the map and discussing it carefully with Nubs, and I've called out to Adela, the bar lady,
yeah, exactly.
to see
The-
if
the
see if she's
proprietor.
about.
We've got her in a handout here. So.
Yeah, so calling Urgla's name, she would stick her head round the corner after several moments as you kind of look around to try and see where she's come from. From a room off to the side of the tavern, she would pop her head round and kind of walk in, dishcloth in hand, and yeah, kind of drying her hands. Obviously, she's been stuck in with the dishwashing. Approaching up to the table, she would say, "How can I help you?"
Thank you for putting us up last night, and thank you for a fantastic breakfast. Here's a jip, and I flip her a coin, and trying to warm her up to the idea of maybe putting up with my bullshit as I ask her a bunch of questions while she's clearly busy. Also, we want to try and help out Triboar. Who's the best person or persons to talk to in town about recent going-ons, what can be done, and the trail to the north, and if anybody's taking a look at it?
What trail to the north do you mean?
Sorry, I apologize. The trail to the northeast to the Moon Mountains.
You mean the Star Metal Hills?
Ah, yeah. To admit, I did drink quite a bit last night. I apologize.
I am back.
Ain't no path that I'm aware of. I don't go up those ways. Not many do.
Well, it's on this map here, says Nubs, like sort of turning around in his chair. His feet still not touching the floor, so he can just sort of turn on like an axis, almost like a tank driver. And so it shows hold up the map to Urgla and sort of points to like the little road that's connected to the tribal trail. This one.
I see the road.
Yep.
What about it?
What? Have you been on it before? Have you heard of it? What's it called?
I just said I didn't go on that road before. Not many do.
She's clearly very busy, Nubs, don't worry.
Do you know about someone who does?
Tell me, I don't know. Who in town could possibly know? Is there a town watch? Town mayor?
Town pathkeeper, says Nubs, leaning in.
You got that guy Zolkin, and she kind of like she says the name with like a bit of kind of disregard and a bit of spite. That one up from Fandolin, both of them, Zolkin and Dorathra. Zolkin's been up here for a few weeks looking after the reparations, but we don't see much of Dorathra these days.
Interesting. We bumped into Zolkin on the way here. He didn't mention Dorathra at all, as far as I'm aware.
You didn't bump into Zolkin.
Yeah, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Nope.
Oh.
We bumped into another dude.
Oh, it was random ass knight who told us Zolkin, right?
Indeed.
Uh-huh. Sorry, my notes are flawed.
Yeah.
Dorathra's the head man of the town.
Okay.
Cobwyn mentions Zolkin, as he was the one that gave him the task of scoping out the goblins.
That was it, yeah.
Dorathra is the kind of like the mayor protector of Triboar, who is also from Fandolin, which you learnt in the previous day.
Do you know where these two might be lurking on a day like this?
They're probably swanning around, or down in those foothills, looking at those tunnels. And again, she says it with disregard and just a bit of unhappiness. She's already kind of showed some negative feelings to what the guild, as she calls it, is doing, and their presence in Triboar.
forgive me if this is too much. Would you say this is a general opinion of the locals? Are you all genuinely fed up with what Zolkin's up to?
I don't think no one cares. Not as much as I, but I've been here for longest. Zolkin used to be a good man. Now he's just another one of those lackeys.
Interesting.
Leaning over to Finnan, Abard says, "It strikes me that she doesn't seem to be a particularly successful businesswoman. I do wonder how much she..."
Are you saying this out loud?
This is Abard's whispering voice, which is like muffled by his armor.
Goes and reverts around the entire building.
Hey, Bart, for God's sake, keep it down!
I quickly turn to him and say, well, thank you for your candor, Adela. I appreciate it, as do all of us low profilers. Let us go find Zolkin and see what we can do to give him a proverbial kick up the ass.
She gives you a nod. You'll be staying again tonight? Make up
If
the
that's
rooms?
alright with you, I'm sure everyone else in the party would be down.
Yes!
Down.
I assume, of
Yes,
course,
nice.
it's still covered by the business that we brought in last night.
Yeah, how much money did you make anyway? It's rather curious. A little bit too personally. That's good.
I think I probably spent whatever I made on the cleaning duties this morning. If you come back tonight, no more big parties. The lion's share's not about that shit.
But we are, of course, free to stay.
I see.
Finnan puts the candlestick and candle away.
Aye, one more night I'll do you for free. But after that you pay normal rate.
You're very gracious. I appreciate it. Is there anything we can do for you with Zolkin? Anything you would like to see sorted out shortly?
You could just tell him to fuck off and that'd be okay with me.
Sound? I'm sure we can pull that off.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we must be going. I'll look around and see if everyone else is ready.
Anyone seen Medica this morning? Medica!
Medic
Ooh.
comes through the main door as he's finished taking a piss, and walks in, looks at the bar lady, and slaps down 3 gold pieces on the desk.
How are you this morning, Medica? Good night. Rip-roaring party, wasn't it?
Just watches at Shamash and says nothing, goes back outside.
Oh, someone's feeling a bit delicate this morning. Hit the ales a bit hard, eh?
He's never been much of a talker, really.
I find this conversation riveting, you know.
I think we may have lost Sam briefly, just so.
I feel like
Yes,
it
I think
is
Edward's left the room.
So yeah, Sam disconnecting his A-bod, kind of seeing medical walk around the corner and kind of shuffling off like outside. Just trying to avoid any interaction with Medica at this stage.
Oh no, Abard.
Awesome. Quick piss break if that's cool with everyone.
Yeah, that's perfect time.
And good.
Do some quick
In
pissing.
5.
Alright, nice one. Back in 5.
Now speak Sherlock, mate.
Tell you what. I'm gonna dump them all in. Nice. It's an official piss break.
Ah. My Chrome keeps on randomly crashing my PC.
Strange. I mean, it is a resource-hungry bastard. Admittedly, we have to use Chrome for.
Yeah. So if I open another tab in Chrome, it just has a tendency to crash my PC, which is a bit weirdly specific.
Yeah, it's very strange. I've been getting weird like driver timeouts for my graphics card, and like, sometimes it's actually like nuked my PC into oblivion.
Sorry, give me a drink.
This music reminds me of our English lessons at school. This teacher used to put like very similar classical music to this on all the time for like reading at the start of the lesson.
Weird.
It
It sounds like almost like Age of Empires vibe a little bit when you're playing like single player or something. This would play in the background or something.
Yeah, there's some Scottish dude. Click on your enemy.
Oh, dude, I was doing an impression of that Scottish guy. I had myself on mute.
Aww.
Yeah.
Good.
Do you drink wine, by the way, Kimmy, or do you not bother?
No. Just I drink wine when I have it, but of course I'm very poor, so I don't know. Well,
You got
then
a
again,
bottle by some sort.
one bottle. Yeah, the cheapest bottle is like $7.50 here. It's like
Yeah.
75 kroner.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to get many bottles for cheaper than that.
No.
I think even in England, you could probably get a $5 still, maybe? If
You
a
can
really
get
good
like
deal.
$5.
You get a good deal. But to be
Yeah.
honest, you want to be spending like £7, £8 on the
It's
bottle.
wine though.
Yeah, it would
That's
be
all.
shit.
Some wines here are surprisingly high quality even if you buy it like in low prices. But yeah,
One thing, yeah.
the best wines are like the ones I drink are like €30 a piece.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so I'm not using it regularly. When I go into actual job, I will fill my wine cellar because I actually have a wine cellar right next to me.
Nice.
I will fill it to the brim.
Oh,
Yeah, I
think so,
try
dude.
to buy around the like 10-15 euro mark. Would be like the equivalent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's
I
obviously
think
in UK money, so.
One thing that helps in the UK sometimes is we can have offers on wines. So, especially if you go to like a posh supermarket, or I used to when I worked in Hereford, I would go to the Waitrose because it was on the way to the car park on the way home. They'd often have a deal of like 2 bottles for 10 or 12 pounds or something like that. So I'd pick them up for mum and dad. You can get some pretty good wine actually, and you know, only 12 quid for 2 bottles is actually
Yeah,
Was
that's
that?
pretty sweet. I was talking more wine.
cost of wine in Angleterre.
Yeah, it's disgraceful.
It is expensive here
Yeah.
compared to
I think it's cheap.
Europe.
Yeah, I would compare it to like
Oh, you
even
shit.
Switzerland wine is cheap as fuck.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hey, the fancy wine, the fancy shit in Spain was €3 a bottle.
Yeah.
Drayton is amazing.
I
Yeah.
remember turning up on this jazz
ridiculously
tour and we were drinking 80 cents euro, like, litre carton wine because we're like, fuck it, it's 80 cents.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
There's
It's
an
good.
app I use that you can take a picture of wine label and it'll tell you like reviews for it, how much it should cost.
Oh, nice.
And
that's amazing.
we're at a supermarket somewhere
What
in,
app is this?
but it's called Vivino. Would recommend.
Can
Nice.
you link it
Like
in the
arse
chat?
end of nowhere, Catalonia, and they had like
Nice.
this barrel of wine that you could like get a refill at, and checked
Yeah.
the label on it, and it was like, this is a 4.5 out of 5. Like, oh,
Fucking hell.
God damn.
that's like Spanish box wine.
Nice.
I mean, because there are, when I was in Italy, there were places you could fill up, like, as you say, like a big vat like that, you could fill up a plastic bottle. But I've got to tell you, it wasn't like the best wine ever. It was
Yeah.
like,
I don't know.
it was fine. It's like what they call like
When we-
food wine. You like, just have it with you.
We-
with
When
whatever.
we stayed in Rasto in the Côte d'Or region, like I said, the like one of the local wineries just had this like, it was by volume, like they literally weighed what you were buying in wine. Like,
Oh
it was
my
done
God.
by
Oh.
the kilo,
Ooh.
and you
That's
could just
what you
like
want.
had these like
A kilo of wine,
and you
please.
could just like fill up whatever container you had and just pay the weight of wine. Fantastic.
Wow.
It was really
I'm
Hey.
really you can't
Little
do it by
fuck.
lowest user rating. That's really annoying.
Who
I
farted?
want to see like the really shittest wines.
Mm.
It's called 19 Crimes, available from your local supermarket.
Oh, I've had that.
It's
You
alright.
can get
Yeah.
Aldi do a version of that, and it's just as good, but about a third of the price.
nice.
Like, do you mean bad or
I
is it?
can't remember what it's called.
I didn't find it
was
amazing,
literally
but maybe I
called-
needed to pair it with something.
Ah, fuck's
God, they've even got
sake.
pairings on this website. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's fucking good tech.
Holy bull.
I want to find like the shittest wine I can find, but sadly it doesn't do that.
I think that's the
Yeah, you should always, well, if you sort by
Sangria
best,
you
you
get
just scroll to
Tesco's
the
in
bottom, don't you?
the UK. It's fucking rancid.
Wait, UK made sangria?
Oh,
I think
what?
it is import, but it comes in a carton. It is.
It's
Oh,
like that Welsh claret joke, right?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a fiver as well. It's like. It's
When I was doing
bad.
my what's it called wine industry module at uni, we had to do a sort of review of a couple of wines. So I picked like the shittest rosé, like sugar for the rosé or pink Grenache, and just did the most awful review of it. It was great
It's like
fun.
notes of Chewits.
It had something like 5 or 6
had a
times the
fucking
amount of
chew it
sugar
for
that
ages.
most other like rosés have.
fucking hell, like Coca-Cola.
Yeah, like mega sugary, mega like, you know, girls on a cheap night out cost £4.
Oh, you mean Lambrini? Hell yeah.
Lambrini's
That's-
Perry.
Perry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Same
You've been
shit.
telling it. Alright, we're all here, are we? Ready to roll?
Yeah.
Yippee.
We're back.
Oh, hello, Lottie.
Of his bougie wine talk.
My God, we are slowly progressing into, you know, provincial middle classes, aren't we?
I was drinking
Oh, yeah.
Valley, which is like some Welsh bitter, the other week, so I feel alright. It's not
Ah,
a wine,
nice.
it's fucking awful.
They say that the champagne made in the UK now is getting on to being some of the best champagne.
I was watching a
It is not champagne!
French champagne companies buying up loads of land in southeast England.
Kent, yeah.
Well, because of climate change. The
Yeah,
Romans grew
literally
wine
better
here back in the day, didn't they?
Oh, soon
Dude,
we.
Middle Ages,
Soon
yeah.
I can make wine here, fuck's sake.
But Kimmy's right, it's sparkling wine, it's not champagne.
Yes.
No,
Yeah, champagne is
yes.
terroir, whatever, protected
It is.
thingy.
Like,
Yeah,
Free
thanks.
Like you
quires,
can't have cheddar outside of cheddar.
The true alcoholic knows all of this.
No, it's fine.
Prosecco's better anyway.
Yeah, I
Yes.
prefer Prosecco. Also, £6 versus like 20 quid. It's no brainer.
Exactly.
but,
Andy,
you can
take
have
us away.
What,
It
like
just tastes
3 or
like
4
Irish
bottles
wine.
to one. Lottie, no,
Oh no.
no.
See, she was licking her lips there. With what you've got in your hand.
Well, actually, now that we have waited so long, I have to take a piss lol. Hooray!
Oh, come on, man.
Dude's bladder is like a sieve.
Medicus now outside
I genuinely
pissing.
thought
I'd say just go because he brought that upon himself.
Yeah.
Medica just obviously.
We
does a
each
lot
get
of
5
questioning.
chips
Love
from
does
Medica.
that too. Oh my god.
So in the town square, as you exit out of the lion chair, so this dusty expanse of streets kind of meets as it's kind of like odd little squares around. You see a few stalls around that kind of look like the depleted wares of traveling merchants, rather than necessarily local folk, as they try to sell things in the village. But and I would say you see like a bustle of people moving in different directions, like in kind of small groups. They're all kind of armed with tools like spades, saws, and one of them carrying. They'd be on a wagon with like a number of like poles, wooden poles, which, based on your entrance into the town, you're aware that there is construction going on of this larger palisade wall to now wrap around the town, building defences which they didn't have for the giant attack. So, as you gather out in the streets, where do you start looking?
Let's head to the biggest building. That's where the mayor will live.
Yes.
Yep. The biggest, fanciest, merriest, busiessiest. Wait. I'll tell you
We
what.
can just ask.
We could go and ask, but I have a place we could ask. There was that building which people were sticking the supplies back into yesterday, which was half destroyed, but somehow still standing and being.
I am back!
I bet somebody who is organising stuff would be overseeing that.
Alright,
So
wise
that's
idea.
the kind of warehouse building.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a procession of people carrying lumber and stuff towards this warehouse, do you say? Was that?
Not towards this warehouse. You'd have probably noted they're kind of heading. Where's the compass for here? They're heading north. So the remaining part of the wall is kind of being built, the northwest, northeast kind of area of that. Everything else seems to have been built around southerly and eastwardly. It's to the north, where they're finishing off the wall itself. So that's where you'd see people heading towards. And we'd say we're probably talking 9-10 in the morning at this stage. Like, it's early, people are heading out to work, and the streets are relatively busy. Okay, so towards the warehouse.
Yes.
Alright.
Let us
I think it's
roll.
just-
Yes.
Okay.
I shall inspect the caved-in roof.
So, passing around the lion's share, so right in front of you, this kind of large open area here, is it's like a caravan camp. So you see different merchants kind of set up. It's not where they're selling goods, but you can see it's where they are all parked up. It is only kind of like around a quarter full. This space is obviously meant for a lot more traders to be housed on a regular basis. And you would have noted on your other travels around the town that there are quite a few of these different big open areas. You'd see one over to kind of like to this area down here, if you can see it, where I'm honing the focus. Another kind of campground. So there are a few of these places, and they are pretty empty. Definitely not as much footfall in town as of late. Passing through and around, you kind of see this big. It looks like a keep at first, but as you pass around it, you see the doors are open, and within it are within the central building is kind of like a farmer's market almost set up. Like, there's some foodstuffs being sold, but again, as you kind of glance through, you can see that this building is half full, if that. A lot of the stalls are half empty. you can imagine in your mind's eye of all the other towns and everything you've been in. Usually these stalls would be covered in fruit, vegetables, meat, alcohol, drinks, and it just isn't there. Triboar feels ragged and dusty. Passing along and past this Market Square tower, you start to approach the warehouse. And this is a building that has been built upon several times. Looked like it started off as one small shed, maybe, and it has grown over time. And you can see this kind of almost like timeline of architecture as it has been added onto and rebuilt, expanded, heightened. And at the front of it, two huge wooden doors that have been torn off the hinges. One kind of hangs lopsided, remaining on just a few nuts and bolts, like screws on the hinge. The other one is just flat down in the dusty ground. Approaching this large archway of a door, it's a large door. It's about 20 or so feet high. It is an empty room. You see the kind of scraps of just like a few rotting carrots, potatoes with just wormholes going the whole way through it. They are emptied and there's just nothing left. Some empty sacks that have been torn apart. There are a few people in here looking at the structure. You would recognise one man. Slicked back hair, greying at the ends, a stubbly face and a strong jaw. Handsome, you would say. Of the man you met a long time ago now, or at least it feels like a long time, in Nightstone. You first saw him on a horse as he entered with the 7 snakes. And this is Zolkin Alexander. He doesn't notice you. He's in deep conversation with several other humans in the room. What do you do?
Ingo looks pensively to see if he's still this flying snake present.
And Medica checks his notes and realizes Tolkien of the 3 snakes is on thin ice. So he listens to him carefully whenever he tends to talk.
Sorry, just a quick one on that. You do, in fact, as you look at Zolkin, see this tiny little snake that you've seen before. It even approached you once on the road, back as you were going down from Bridge and delivered a small message to you. But yes, small snake, 2 little wings, just kind of sits on his shoulder, wrapped in a small little ball, nestled.
Size of Fungus mouth drop, you think is. And he kind of shuffles to the side and finds some menial task to do with cleaning carrots and potatoes. Somewhere away from Zolkin.
Shamash will wrap the Zolkin and say, Good, hey, Zolkin, how are your snakes? Don't have any left.
Ooh. Oh, he dropped a lot.
Oh my god.
He just managed to say, oh, fuck.
I saw a little bit and then you're gone.
Do I have any snakes? Good question.
I remember there was 3 snakes left, including him, I think.
Quick. Five chips. How many snakes are left?
At least one.
3.
Yeah, I think it's 3.
There were 3, but there's been a giant attack, hasn't there?
It's true, they might be dead now. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
last time
true,
we saw them.
true.
12, then it was
And
7, then it was 3. Yeah.
could only be Zolkan the snake at
And
this
his
point.
flying snake.
Yeah.
Right. Sorry
Snake
about that.
Snake and
Yeah,
his
no
flies.
problem.
So
If
catch
I
you.
if I drop out again, I'll go grab my laptop and I'll
Yeah,
make
no worries, man.
Yeah, no worries.
So you should never fly
Whatever.
too long.
So,
but
ooh.
but yeah. What's wrong?
No, you're just
you're
breaking him hard.
Your video went for a
Your
second.
video kept on going.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Trolling.
you good now.
You're fine.
It's good, yeah.
Trolling hard.
Oh, maybe he's not fine.
Oh, is it?
Oh, no.
That's
Oh.
typical when you say that. No, you're good now. I think you're good. Go on. Oh shit. Oopsie, didn't try that.
Yeah, I've added a little macro drawing to this map as well.
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone's got the
yeah.
filling this map up as drawings. Check the WhatsApp mail, by the way.
Whoever can find it first gets 5 gyps.
Ooh.
What have you added, sorry?
No, that's the one Joe added.
That's
No.
all I added, yeah.
What's been added?
Shadow and-
Is he back
I've
again?
added, I've added a little. I've added a
Everyone else
little
is getting
drawing.
in on the action.
Okay, sorry.
No worries, mate.
Right, rewind. So Shamash, you are approaching?
Yep.
Could you
Going up
get
the-
me back into it?
Sorry.
Going up right up to Zolkin, saying, "Hello, Zolkin. How are you? Any snakes left?" Quite enthusiastically and uncaringly.
So with that, Zolkin kind of who's in deep conversation with two humanoids, or two humans. He turns. I gotta remember which race they are. But he turns around, kind of whipping around as he's deep in conversation, and looks at you all. It takes a second to take you all in, and his kind of look of concern turns into a smile. He takes a second and it's, friends, it is good to see you. What brings you all here to Triboar?
For what
Just
I
the
say.
usual.
And of course,
Go on, Finn.
guild business.
Indeed. And he kind of looks over at the two humans that he's been talking to. He's like, I'll come back later. I have to go check into something anyway. I'll come back.
Yes, we're quite important.
He kind of walks up closer to you all, and he's like, "Look, I've got something going on down south, out of the village, out of the town. Anyway, walk with me, will you? And let's catch up and find out what's been going on."
Right. Shall we?
Aye.
Yes.
Medica just
Away.
keeps staring at Zolkan but not saying a word. It's staring knives.
Bit of nerves around Zolkin.
He kind of looks around. It's like, "Come on, boys, it's me. It's fine. We're all good."
Unger's eyes keep darting between Zolkin and the snake on his shoulder.
Finn happily goes with Zolkin. He's not worried about Zolkin per se, but it's still nervous.
I
Okay.
think it'd be like like a dog when it's looking at food that it's not supposed to have, so its face is like this, but he's like,
Yeah.
that's who keeps looking at this thing. Sorry.
Okay.
Precisely.
And Unger, are you like keeping a distance? Like you obviously look a bit put off.
Yeah, walking a bit behind Zolkin and kind of just keeping an eye on that snake, really.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, that's cool. So Zolkin kind of walks out of this warehouse building and looks around. And he's like, "We'll go down this way," and he kind of points to the main road going down south out of the town. So it's quite good timing. Pretty boring having to listen to stock intakes, and when you have no stock, what's the point of having a conversation? But anyway, you saved me there. But first, tell me, what business He kind of leans in. He's obviously talking slightly quieter. The mention of the guild has triggered his attention.
If I may, something that might be slightly more urgent is that we found a cave full of food a few miles away. Might be quite important. We think we found the giants that ransacked the town, and there was a cave full of food. Might want to go get the food. Just
Where was this? Where was this cave?
West. I think.
In a mountain.
You know,
Yes.
Under a mountain.
By the castle. Castle
Yeah.
in the forest.
Nubs will draw a map for you, won't you, Nubs?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the map here in my backpack.
Yes.
I'm just rummaging around.
Yes. We killed a number of giants there. There might be more, but we killed quite a few. Maybe
And some goblins.
yes. Maybe some guild members could go with some wagons and find the food. Maybe watch out for any remaining goblins. We killed several. How many giants did we kill, lads? Maybe 6?
Mo-
At least 3.
Yes, 6.
Good.
We also got one to talk to us.
Yes.
They say that they were stealing stockpiles for Groodhog, and they are getting their food for Chief Gur to make her fat. I'm assuming Chief Gur is some head of a giant clan, and they want to make her fat for producing many babies.
Because eyebrows raise at this mention, she was not previously aware of.
Even Zolkin, his eyebrows raised at this. He's like, they want to do what?
Yes, what else would they want the food for? Make her fat and childbearing.
Interesting.
And you spoke to a giant about this.
Yes, under duress.
After
You
we
feel
vanquished it in combat.
There's nothing
maybe-
quite like a forced confession under duress.
And tell me, where exactly was this? How did you end up finding these people?
The ruins of an old abandoned castle, I believe. Deep down in the mines, we delved deep, too deep, and awoke what slumbered below.
We fell deep. Everyone fell.
Then we briefly flew. Then we fell again. And then
Yes.
A lot of up and downs.
Yes.
And then some of us swing.
Fair enough. And
It was a rough one, I tell you, says Nub, sounding like what's his name? That comedian, I forgot his name. Dangerfield.
so with that, Zolkin's like, okay, let's walk and talk. I need to be somewhere, so come with me. So do you have any way of finding your way back here? Where are they going? Like, where is this? What did you call it? Groodhog?
Well,
Groundhog,
see,
yes.
got this map, says Nubs, producing a map from his bag. You think it has
So,
something to do with this?
I'm imagining all of us kind of walking down this kind of dusty road now, like down to the south out of the town as this is being discussed.
A bit like the West Wing, we're doing the walk and talk thing.
Yeah,
Nubs
it's
on
a
one
walk
side,
and talk.
Yeah.
on the other.
Except Unga is warily walking behind them, and Medica is clenching his warhammer, and staring at Jolkin still.
So Nubs, whilst explaining, passes a small piece of paper to Zolkin. She's showing the map that he had received from the giant. It was received from the body of a dead goblin, actually, I think.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. It's written in goblin, instead.
Yeah, so Zolkin kind of takes the map from you and kind of stops in his tracks and kind of, for a moment, looks around. Okay, so this was in the Neverwinter Woods where you were. This is the place, right?
I mean, yeah, this was in the castle by the Neverwinter Woods. Found it on the body of a goblin. Do you want me to read what it says on the bottom there? Or can you read
Yeah,
goblin?
No, I can't read Goblin. You're gonna have
That's
to help
fair
me out
enough.
here, little man.
It's all right, no problem. It's. I mean, my grammar's not great, but I think the main meaning of it is basically says
I didn't know
take a
goblins
right.
had grammar.
Well, that's the problem, is they have no grammar. It actually makes it quite difficult to sort of. So you like, does it take a right? Does it literally mean to grab a right? I don't think so, but you never know with goblins. Take a right by the river through to the tree that looks like a Y, a shaped Y, I'm assuming. Could also be the question. Goblin's very hard to understand that way. And then here's Triboar. Look, it says Pope pointing towards the dot on the map. They've written it down as Triboar there.
And so these are the Star Metal Hills here. And this is where Grood Hawg is, apparently. Whatever Grood Hawg is. Fine work.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
Fine work. And he, tell me, you were members of the guild, right?
Oh yeah. Big
Of
time.
course.
Well, I think with this and this information, you only deserve a little increase in rank, eh? And
You what?
and he with that he kind of opens this kind of pouch, and out of it he pulls 6 silver badges, and each of them are embossed with this kind of circle of 6 hands, each grasping the next forearm, so kind of like that in a circle going round. I hereby pronounce you wardens of the Jam Pocket 6. Or 5, I lose track. But anyway, you've done some good work here, and this will definitely help us at least figure out where these bastards came from and put this place into the means it is in now. What are your thoughts on next steps against these, well, these goblins and giants?
Well,
I think
Shamash,
after you. Oh no, well, I think finding Chief Gur is obviously the main one. Then hopefully we can recover some of the food for Triboar. Because although it might be midsummer now, food will be short come winter.
The trail to the northeast is worthy of investigation for sure. Finnan in the short term would like to try and kickstart the regrowing and replanting efforts, but we'll get back to that before we leave town.
Planting in midsummer, man.
Finnan looks knowingly at Shamash and sort of raises his eyebrows.
Gives him a smug smile.
Sassy.
Yeah.
Tolkien kind of takes in everything you're saying. Do you have any idea how many giants are in that place? Providing that we know this is where they're actually holed up.
No? All the more reason to take a look.
Kind of narrows his eyes. It's like,
maybe one. I could imagine there being one.
At least.
one giant.
Yeah, maybe one, maybe more coming to visit.
He shakes his head. Is like, okay, maybe I should have taken.
There seem to be patrols coming, so maybe take a squad.
Listen, Tolkien, right? Mr. Fancy Pants, why don't you just give us an inkling about what we're up against? We've not been there before. How would we know?
I haven't been there either, but you have to take into mind of what has happened here. There is evidently a clan of giants in those hills, if this map is indicating where they're holed up. You're saying you want to go into a base, whatever you want to call it, of a horde of giants. We don't even know if they attacked with their full numbers when they came here. There could be even more.
Thinking, Zolkin, right? Try it sometime, says Nux, giving a little pat on the bottom of the leg. Listen, right? We've got to just. Okay, sounds like it's a bad idea. We get it.
Not first time we kill Lady Giant, Hunger says. proudly waving his lock of Lady Giant hair.
And not the last time either.
No, not
No,
indeed.
not-
And Abard is staring lovingly at his jar of pickled giant balls. Oh, he's gone.
Oh no!
No.
Insulted Zolkin too much.
Yeah. Fuck you,
Here he
boys.
is.
I'm out of here. Oh, he's back.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, sorry, I'm back. Sorry, Abard, say what you said again.
Well, in the cave with the food, there could be at least one giant. They seem to be visiting in patrols, though. So where there will be giants, there'll likely be more food taken from the other area. But we've cleared out at least one giant cave.
Perhaps
I'm sure
we
it's something
send
we could do again.
sneaky
When you say-
first.
And he kind of points at and goes like, I agree. Reconnaissance is probably the best means to understand what we're up against. But to your
Leave that
point,
to me, says Nox. Crap. I'm looking around.
to your point, Abard, you're talking about patrols, but where you've been was how many giants did you face, and how many goblins? I'm expecting this to be a ratio of more giants to goblin.
Ah, I see. Well, we maybe killed 5-6 goblins to 5-6 giants to 20-30 goblins.
No, at least.
Couple of ogres.
Hobgoblins too. The big ones.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of. That's what I'm afraid of. Look, the guild has its own scouts. Let me send them. We can figure out who's a raiding party after that. If you want to go, it's up to you, but we've got plenty of people.
If we back in Neverwinter, we were sent here to help by Lord Neverember. Maybe if we knew how many giants there might be to face, we could ask him to give us some of his men, and we could use them to attack in force.
I'm
If
sorry,
we get a
Neverember? What do you mean?
Well, we back in Neverwinter, we sort of uncovered this conspiracy that there was some sort of cult that was controlling Lord Neverember and making him send his men endlessly into Castle Never. But that's all resolved now. But he asked us to come here and see what sort of assistance you needed. So if we're worried there might be.
Sorry.
Shemad.
Lord Neverember is a very rich man who lives in Neverwinter, and he has much money and lots of men at his disposal.
I know who Neverember is, but
Well,
the
just
fact that
checking.
you met him and spoke to him, no one's seen him in, what, a year? 2?
Yes, we are kind of big deal.
I mean, we don't mean to brag, but some actually know us as the low profilers.
Yeah,
Some of the pro-defilers.
still wondering how you came to that name, if I'm honest. He kind of looks around at you and is like, there's nothing low profile about any of you.
As
we
many
say all,
keep staring at him
halflings.
intensely.
Nubs is also pointing at Finnan and no, Hunger's also pointing at Finnan and Nubs.
Rash is like, how can you say I'm not low profile? This is offensive.
There's the 7-foot-tall lizard man.
Yep.
We're very inconspicuous.
6
I'm a
foot.
baron. He's a god. He's Unger. And the rest.
Yeah.
Oi.
As you see, Medical now switching his eyes to Abad and clenching even harder at his warhammer.
So I suppose he's angry.
You can hear the letters screeching under his fingers.
Just imagining hearing like your teeth creaking together, like
Yes.
an old
Like
wooden ship.
grinding
Yes.
noise.
He tries not to show it, but you can definitely feel the atmosphere.
Unga's going to give Medica a slap in the back. So, what matter, shiny head man? Need to shit?
And actually, when Unga slaps at him, he relaxes a little bit. Just takes him out of the zone.
Anyway, I was wondering, Zoltan, is there anywhere around here where that works as a smithy, or anyone who works with skills with iron?
Yeah, you're probably best to maybe you've got the cart and coin, but Othervers, he's a harness maker by trade, but he does all sorts. He's whipped up a few pieces for me in the past, but he deals with leather mostly, but he's a dab hand on the old anvil.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, Zolkin, tell us of the attack.
What is there to tell? Giants fucking ran in, took everything, and they fucking ran off.
Were they
Bunch
just
of
giants?
goblins along. No.
Sorry, yep. Okay, you're coming to answer. Yep, gotcha.
Bunch of goblins with them as well, and that's why I sent out our scouts to try and find out where they were. But be honest, I have no idea what the whole thing is. From what we've understood of other sightings and the attack, that it sounds like you were involved in. Different motive. Doesn't seem like the giants are operating in the same way. Pretty bizarre.
Was there no one manning the defense of Triboar?
Look at this place. It's basically an open ranch. No, there's a little bit of a watch, but they aren't set up for this kind of thing. That's why we've tried to get involved. That's why we put Darathra in power. At least we can bring some guild influence. Beforehand, this town's just been mismanaged. Stuck in the Stone Age. Going nowhere.
Sorry, you put Darathra in power.
I mean, we supported his campaign. Yeah.
Oh, on that subject, actually, I believe our landlady Urgla had a message for you. She told you to go fuck yourself. I think something along those lines.
Yeah.
Maybe that's
impressed.
a bit of banter between you two. I don't know, but she seemed quite keen that we let you know.
And genuine too.
Urgla
Yes,
would
very
say
genuine.
that. Urgla would say that. Yeah, I'll take that. An old flame, I'm afraid.
Ah.
Feeling
I
takes out his notebook and writes down Gula.
I must say it's a bit weird being back in this place. I grew up here as a kid,
Ah.
and as a young lad, Urga and I, well, she had the lion's share, and having a girlfriend who owns a pub isn't that bad a deal, really. So I stayed around here for a while, but I had the call for what you guys do, adventure. So I left. And I didn't tell her.
That is a
And
bit
here
of a
I
dick
am
move.
again. I admit, yeah, it is. It is. But such is life. And here I am here, assigned to Triboar by the guild, and having to see her pretty much every day. Not great. Not what I planned, that's for sure.
You womanizers, says Nubs. Ha!
No flame to rekindle.
You think you have it all sussed out? Well, riddle me this, my friend. Says Nubs, leaning in. What's it like to have sex?
I'm just taken aback. Stares
He leans-
wide-eyed at Nubs.
It kind of
It's an angry, fiery affair.
I was hoping he would just hop over. Anyway, let's just go.
Inspo for Nubs, please.
Who said I had sex with her? But no, it's pretty good. But yes,
Nubs just
anyway.
does Oh, I just want to say, we've got to say it, but surely inspo for Medica as well, for his little
Oh yeah,
piece to
yeah,
camera.
yeah.
It was fantastic. I just wanted to mention that.
Oh, in the
Yeah.
beginning.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I already got
Yeah.
that in because people were saying it.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to put the headset on Alfie there for a second, Hayden. Like when
No,
you're-
I just put some stuff on his feet, then he jumped off so he could lick his feet. But if he licks his feet, then stuff on his feet has no effect. So I had to grab him. He's licking his lips, so he loves licking his feet.
Yeah, sorry, I derailed that.
No, that's right. That's right. So with this sulking kind of looks at the sun in the sky, it's like, ah, shit. Come on, we got to keep moving. Unless you want to keep talking, right? What else is there? You got to have more for me. You've been all over the place. Tell me what else is new.
We saved the town of Bryn Shander from a giant attack. We actually gained quite a bit of fame doing that.
Yeah, so
Not to
tell me
mention
about that.
Our own property.
Not to
Nice.
mention werewolves. With all
What?
sorts around.
Werewolves?
And
Yeah.
seagulls.
yes, seagulls, flying
And it-
giants.
We were also in Bryn Shander when the head woman was attempted to be assassinated, and
The livestock
Abard
rally.
staring directly at Zulkin in the eye just
No.
stopped speaking very visibly.
You went to the livestock rally.
Yes,
Yes.
we won.
Yeah. Everyone goes when they're there.
I mean,
Have you been?
I've never been. I've always wanted to go. Tell me, how
Oh,
was
missing
it?
out.
It was insane. Says no, doing like that with his hands. That is a box that took the animals to another dimension. In fact, we ended up trapped in that dimension. Look, it's a long story. You've got to tell you about it. But my god, it is nuts.
Abard starts dramatically coughing incredibly loudly.
Oh yes, we almost got stuck in another dimension.
Abard coughs harder.
You're not heavy, bud. Have you swallowed a bee or something? Says Nubs looking. Best thing to do is just swallow it all the way down. It'll digest. Trust me. Done it before.
Sorry, gents.
I think we might. Is Andy talking?
Yes, but
No,
Bryn
no.
Shander.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, then we travelled south.
And then we travelled south.
And you haven't stopped in Fandlin. Not from what
It's
I've
been on
heard
our
anyway.
list.
Yeah, I want to
Just
go,
not-
but no.
We've been incredibly busy.
Yeah.
I
we've been-
I
What with the
appreciate
whole
that.
Last month.
giants, flying castles,
We
North
captured a
Korea's
gnome.
adventure.
Look, I'll take one for the team. I'm going back there in a couple of days.
Oh,
I'll
yeah, mate. Pass her on.
I'll set the expectations with Tortellini. You don't need
Good
to know.
idea.
He's a bit of a stickler for process, right? You do a task, you have to come back and hand it in. You guys have been fucked off for almost 2 months, and no, right, he's pissed off. Probably best you don't go. Let me calm him down. You come back for another assignment when we're ready, eh? Maybe this Groot Hawk thing. Who knows? Maybe that's a good way back into the good books.
So you're saying we should go and do Groodhog before we turn back?
No. I'm saying this could be another. Look, all these
It's
projects,
better.
all these tasks, they're assigned to members. You're not just the only party just wandering around doing all these cool things. Like, there's loads of you.
But we
This-
are best party.
We haven't
Yeah,
met
best
any of
party.
them.
Look,
Yeah,
you had the champions of the shark down in Baldur's Gate the other day, and they fucking killed some I don't know what it was. They called it a steel troll, and they killed it. It was killing this whole village outside Baldur's Gate, and there's
Hunger
all
waves
sorts
this at
going on.
Zoltan and raises an eyebrow as it's like flapping around.
Wait, what's wrong? What?
I'm waving a giant
Giant
crab
crab
eye
eye
stalk.
What? Yeah.
Yeah.
We went on a
We'll sort it
boat.
out for you.
Yes, and how many giants have they slain? We've slain at least 10, right? I think, sort
We
of.
say
Ten.
Oh, easily.
giant crab, giant shark. I maybe
Giant
attack
seagull?
giant snake, giant seagull. We have lots of giant.
fair enough. Look, I'm not trying to piss on your bonfire. Just saying, the tasks come in, they get assigned. If you want to do things the guild way, that's how it works.
Maybe we should check in
Fine
a
by me, mate.
little more often than just running around willy-nilly.
Look,
I say
you
willy-nilly. It's been
you do.
incredibly important work.
You
I just
do
wish
you.
you could have said in the first place. There's no looking off into the near distance. Could have said something.
I
Made it a
I
lot
think
easier.
I think he just assumes it's just kind of common practice. You do something, you come and say you've that thing has been done. But
Well, in Kibosh, we have a saying, which is to assume is to make an ass of you and me, and perhaps totally important.
Well-
Pay attention to that.
like, I'm
Here.
not saying anything.
Hear me out, lad. It seems that from Zolkin's information, the giants to the northeast, up the road, could be a little much just for the five of us. I'm not saying we're weak or anything, but more reconnaissance is needed, and we could probably lead that to some scrubs in the guild. Us high-level, low-profilers, wardens of the jam pocket, 6 or 5. It's a menial task by the sounds of it. What we could do is see if we can help fix things up in Triboar potentially for a day or two. Head back, drop in via Foundling, fucking smooth things over with old Tortellini. Then we can head back to Neverwinter, the party, and Roy.
Ah, yes.
Yes, we help
Does
here.
sound like a plan.
That
I
sounds like a great
propose-
plan.
In Neverwinter, we build a coalition of the willing, to come back here. and we
take
shall-
on the giants.
We
Yeah.
shall purge these mountains from the threat of giant attacks that threaten to take the lives of these independent traders.
And the
We
poor
shall-
Iraqis. Wait, what?
We shall
Hey, Marty,
stabilize
any-
the region. We shall continue to support the guild in their endeavours to apparently affect elections in at least now 2 towns. And we shall spread the good word.
Hey, well, the only issue with that is this town has no food, so bringing an army here will end up making the native populace go even more hungry. We must
but
sort out the
we-
logistical issues.
We have
They've
told
got
them about
arms
the
and
cave
legs.
of the rotting food. There is, of course, the cave, but we do need to work out some
Just
long-term
cave.
stability. So in the short term, we should organise
Just-
also food deliveries before the armies
Hang on.
should arrive.
Just to remind you, that cave that you were at was 5 days travel away.
Yeah. That's not an
Hungry
immediate
people these
solution.
days can't be bothered to travel for 5 days
I've
for
got-
food.
That's
Hear me out.
all this bickering makes Medica just sigh out loud, and as he comes in and casts create food and water, creating a bunch of food and water in front of him, and
Boys?
then walks
How much-
away.
45 pounds of food. Holy shit.
Enough, enough for 15 people.
That's so much food.
And a
I
foil?
turn to Zolkin and go, how many people are here?
I mean, 2,500 on last
shit.
on last
Yeah,
census.
that's enough for a search party to go around and get food.
Finnan.
Okay, you
turns
need
to
at least
Medica.
3 times as much.
Then
says-
Medica keeps casting it for 2 more times. Then there you go, and once more.
45
But I
people.
mean, you're literally just like walking down a path like about like 200 yards out of town. It's
He's
just, like, this huge
making-
mountain.
It's raining like
Medica is
bread and
walking
bread.
out.
Kilograms of food.
He's making shots big like effort show. Oh, look at this! And then he just throws his hand around, and the food and water keeps throwing out into the sides. And
Finnan looks at Meta and goes, "Ugh, amateur hour." I turn to Zolkin and go, what we need
It's
here
about to happen.
is some stability. A real kickstart to getting Triboar back on its feet. And I want help with this. Finnan, I imagine there's like some sort of like decrepit field next to us off the path. So just let's stand back. I've got this. Finnan uses his cantrip of Druidcraft to instantly bring plants into life.
No seeds.
A tiny, harmless sensory effect.
Basically,
It's like
Falling
one
leaves.
single daisy just goes.
he basically stimulates one seed, like, come on, come on. Just a whoop, and then one flower comes
Charlie
up.
comes to the ground. I'm like,
There's a seed
Behold!
pod open.
our whole ecosystem.
Perhaps we should plant some crops before you do.
Just made like the weeds that were there just grow faster.
Yeah.
It's like one shoot of corn that's just like dragged further into the dust.
And imagining there was old root systems still available. But
So the ground of the fields is kind of they're all like
No, I'm
ripped
back,
out.
sorry.
But I mean it's a fair shout of like how you might be able to use that. Again, though, I don't know if you'd be able to do that on an agricultural scale.
you fit it as like a whip
It's,
task.
And then you look at like Medica's like 90 pounds worth of food, like pile, which
You made
people
like
are
you did
already
it 3 times or twice?
twice only. The people
okay.
people are already eating the food, like and like then one little flower in the field. Like, boop.
So we'll say Zolkin kind of looks around, is like I'm afraid it's very well you having your tricks, but I don't think that is going to solve a hunger crisis in a town. But it is appreciated.
As Medica walks out, showing a middle finger, and walks out in the distance.
I turn to Zolk and say, "Don't let your friends become addicted to food. It'll take hold of them, and they will resent its absence."
And that's at this we kind of so we're imagining that we're all kind of standing down this road, like down here at this stage. I don't know if you can see that on the map. Quite a way out, and so, fuck, I've been meaning to say to you, I have an update on your dwarf friend.
I was about to bring this up in confidence.
He kind of looks around, and like, I mean, we can talk about it later if you want.
I would like that very much. These guys
Fair
don't
enough.
know about him.
Fair enough.
Hidden,
Come on.
who's your dwarf friend?
I
No,
have no dwarf friends. They're all terrifying.
Forget I said anything. It's okay. Look, come on. Look, he looks at the sun and where it's at in the sky. Look, I'm late. Do you want to come with me? I'm going to show you something pretty cool.
Oh no, not this again.
Wait.
Dude. Snake.
The old purple-eyed snake.
Walking past a number of ranches and stables. The smell of horse now is fresh in the air as you start to pass more of the ranches as you're on your way out. It's fresh in the air.
Fresh of horse.
The fresh of horse.
The smell of horse.
And you start to reach the kind of foothills of the Sword Mountains, which are these huge mountains now that you kind of see the ridge expand outwards. That you'd remember they stretch the whole way from kind of Triboar along south of Phandalin all the way over to the Sword Coast. And you kind of cross over this babbling stream. A large tree in front of you is uprooted, and its crown in one of the hills, a cave entrance is plunged into darkness 20 feet in radius or so. And Zolkin kind of stops, and you see two humans kind of at the uprooted tree, kind of just chatting, both with these big heavy satchels on their back. And Zolkin stops and looks at this kind of cliff face where this entrance has been obviously created. And he looks up and down, and he nods his head. It's a long way to Phandalin through this mountain. Start of something exciting here, boys.
This goes all the way to Phandalin.
Not yet. No, not yet. It'll take a while. That's why we're here today. And
You want us to dig? My hands are not made for digging. Who do you think we are?
No, don't be silly. They've got a ton of dynamite in those hills.
Dynamite,
And
you say?
today is the day that we give it the light.
Oh, oh, I could like that for you. I would like that very much.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to it myself. Pretty exciting, this whole idea. Imagine it, being able to travel from here to Neverwinter in a day? I mean, how long did it take you to get from Neverwinter to here?
Well,
Oh, we didn't piss
weeks.
around a bit.
At least a
one
week.
montage.
Maybe 2 weeks.
Are you speaking of this newfangled rail craft thing? Like a boat on rails, I guess we could call it that? Like a minecart that's pushed by something?
A big old minecart. Yeah, you could put it that way. Yeah, this whole steam engine is what they're calling it. But I'm just here to oversee the works, along with Triboar, of course. But I'm not gonna lie, this is the project I'm the most excited about.
So, tell me, how long until you think the tunnel will be operational?
I'm not sure. Look, it's gotta go. It doesn't even start from Phantalin. They started digging the hole down in the mine in the hills in Phandelver. Could be a while. But the mining company is hard at work. The last time I was there, they had mages moving the earth. Over here, we just have explosives. We don't have the same luxury.
At the same time, Finn looks even more intrigued instantly. I say, is there anything we could perhaps help with?
You're more than welcome to go in and check that they've done a good job. It's a bit of a tricky one, really. I don't know if you've ever overseen demolition work. It's, not gonna lie, it's my first. So I'm kind of relying on these two guys over here, and he points to the two humans by the cave mouth.
It's with
Yes, Medica chuckles.
my past.
Demolition, that's my second name.
I myself am quite the adept at siegecraft.
Finn winces at the acknowledgement of an explosion he caused.
I've seen much destruction also. Too much destruction. Smash gazes off wistfully into the distance.
Honestly, this would be my first explosion, so I'm pretty pumped.
What is explosion?
I turn to Bungerson and go,
Oh. Oh.
nothing left.
Yeah, so I reckon they'll probably go about 300 foot a day if they keep on blasting through. Essentially, they've dug a small tunnel the whole way, and they've just planted these pieces of dynamite to blast it open, and then comes the track. Probably, I don't know, 6 months, a year. Phandalin to Triboar in less than a day, taking us all the way to Yartar. Yartar's next on the list, but Neverwinter. That's where it becomes real. Just think about it. Trade. Imagine how the world would grow. You've already been all the way up north. Think about it, if you could do that in days. The amount of places you've never been able to visit in your lifetime. Just open to you.
We make money.
Do we make money? That's a good question. Will the guild make money? Yes, certainly. A lot of money.
So this will be coming out at the mines of Fandelver.
Yeah. I mean, it's all gonna wrap up, right? You have trade in Triboar, you have mining in Phandalin, you have the place to sell everything in Neverwinter, and then you have the jollies and the casinos in Yata. It all maps out. Big route of travel. Entertainment. It all fits in.
Finnan hears the word casino, goes, Carter?
You never been?
I've never heard of it. I'm from the backcountry, of course. And I'll be honest, I'd never been to Phandalin, let alone anywhere else.
I mean, Yata, and he kind of turns. Currently, you're kind of looking west through into the Sword Mountains, but he kind of turns and points eastwards. Yata, I mean, you say it's the next town down. We're talking about another 10 days on horse from here. It's a day travel on this machine that they've concocted. Or so they say.
Well, boys, seems like we need to come up for a plan and a course of action. What say you?
Yes.
Indeed, I'd be
I
quite
agree.
happy to watch the implosion.
Well, I'm
I
ready.
must first quickly disappear to get my baby. So 2 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
Me
That's-
too.
That's also good.
We can take a
A
quick
classic
piss break if
Shamash
you like.
move. Sounds good.
Let's take a quick piss break.
Sure.
Cool.
Hello. Vittu. Having a piss back?
Hello.
Yeah, boy.
Luke,
Yes.
are you home this weekend or around this neck of the woods?
Kind of.
Cool. I was going to drop in your mouse and bowl and other stuff.
Other
Because I'm
stuff.
talking to my mum's at lunchtime on Saturday, like 11ish, noonish. So
Yeah,
if you're home or around,
I should be. If not, I can definitely work around it. I think the only thing I got booked is
Lots.
putting some brake cables on my bike. But
oh, that's fine. As long as you're doing that somewhere around the Ledbury area.
yeah, I'll be at Grez's at Workshop de Grez.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Whenabouts, do you reckon? Well, that's
I
fine.
can-
I'll give you a text. I'll give you a text on Saturday anyway when I'm coming through. And if you're home,
Yeah.
that's fine. But we'll probably be coming back towards Worcester anyway afterwards. So
Yeah, sound.
either way, you can drop in and drop
If
them
you
off.
got like a rough idea, either my parents will probably be in.
Yeah.
If not, I can work around you. Because I can do brake
Oh,
cables anytime.
Oh, it'll always be nice to see you. You can always, grab a
Definitely, man.
coffee or
Sweet.
something. See how we go.
Yeah, I mean, like,
you have to
I'll
feel
be
like-
totally down for like meet up for a coffee or something. That'd be sweet. Or any
Maybe
coming.
just having big spaces. Oh yeah, I guess she will.
Oh my god.
Yeah, she has to come everywhere with us nowadays.
Hype.
Yeah, she's pretty chill most of
Yeah.
the time. I say her, she's wriggling around going, at the moment.
I don't know, I've only seen her like snoozing so far, so.
Baby's good at that.
It's more fun when she's snoozing at the moment.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It turns out she's hungry. I'm going to quickly go and make her a bottle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no worries.
good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know
That's
it's
right.
coming.
No worries, no
That's
worries,
right.
mate.
You got young babies, so it's
Gives me a chance to.
Babies take
That
precedence.
might-
We'll acknowledge that.
Yeah, most deaf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
begrudgingly acknowledge that. Fine.
Goddamn babies ruining our
I
D&D.
suppose. Yeah.
Whilst Shamash is indisposed, Finnan has some potential RP with Zolkin whilst everyone's getting excited about potential explosions.
Yeah. Do you want to do it completely separately to people, or
Yeah, you can do it via WhatsApp, to be fair, mate, if you just want to whisper to it. Or just
I'm,
on the DM.
I'm up for people hearing it, but as long as they RP it, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
Nice. I sort of pull Zolkin to one side and go, I got your message a while back about the dwarf who's been asking questions about me. Could you elaborate?
yeah? Come over here, and I'm gonna say like the rest of you kind of sat in a pocket talking to each other as he kind of takes Finnan aside. Look, I'm afraid it's not good news. We were tracking him for a while. We followed him pretty well, all the way up until, well, he seemed to follow you back down into Neverwinter. And that's where we lost him. One day, he was staying in a tavern just down the road from you, and then suddenly disappeared. Nothing seen of him since. Just one night, gone. The spy that we had on him, tailing him, staying. He went to his room one night, didn't come out the next day. He went to investigate. No body, nothing. No commotion in the inn. Just disappeared.
Finnan's eyes widen at this this revelation. He goes, my God. Pray tell.
Look, I'm sure it's fine. He obviously has no idea where you were. He stayed in Neverwinter well after you had left. our man saw you all get on the boat.
Tell me, do you know the dwarf's name? Because I have an idea who it might be.
I mean, the name he gave us was
Barry.
probably not his real name.
Is it Ragnar Anderson?
No, nothing like that.
Anything that rhymes with Nar Nanderson?
Sorry.
It's alright.
It just
It's on
died out.
tender.
No, the name he gave us was Hunderland, but... Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Hello.
No, the name he gave us was Hunderland, but
Handle.
it's nothing... I mean, have you ever heard of a dwarf called Hunderland before? It's not a common name.
No,
I don't know.
neither is. And I lean closer and whisper to him, come closer. Ragnar. Anders. Wait. Fuck. I've had too many. Yeah. Ragnar. Randus.
Anderson.
It's not Randerson, it's just Randus.
Candace.
Ragnar Rand.
Go Anderson.
Oh my god.
Is Andy gone?
I think he has.
I think he's
I thought he's building a tension.
crashed out. Lucky the music's turned more sinister.
That Cotswold internet, I guess.
Been proper shifty. Of late.
It's been solid.
Until now. Oh, Charlie.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, you sent me a message today,
Michaela
didn't you?
I did, yeah, about burger place. Michaela said
Yes.
she works at a burger place or knew a burger place that does a good burger because, yeah.
Yeah. The burger
we're
shop
really
in
the
Worcester.
burger.
It's
Is that
called-
what it's called?
Seconded.
Yeah,
They
with the
are,
burger
they are
shop.
good burgers, mate.
Make sure you get the cheese curds, is all I'm gonna say.
Oh yeah, get the cheese
Oh,
curds.
Michaela loves the
And
cheese curd.
My god.
For Michaela as well, for if she wants to get the vegan option, even your chai recommend, would you get the
Well,
vegan
she's just
with
veggie.
blue cheese on top?
If she's veggie, she should get the falafel burger with blue cheese.
That was it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
I said
Not
veggie,
normally a
vegan
fan of
burgers.
falafel is the only thing. Falafel
No,
can
Do
be
you
a bit-
say vegan or vegetarian? Because blue cheese is.
I had it with
She's vegetarian.
Southern
Veggie.
Okay.
And she's pretty flexible. Like, she'll drink gravy made with, like, you know,
Hmm.
beef dripping or meat sauces.
I don't know what
Ah,
the
falafel
other.
with blue cheese is so good.
blue
It
cheese is
doesn't,
so good.
don't worry about falafel so much. Like it's
The
really
last time I went there, I had the non-falafel one, and it was really good as well.
Yeah, was it the Golden
Whereabouts is
Arches?
it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, vegan arches. There's one that's like a bean patty burger that's done like a Big Mac. So they've got
Yeah,
the burger
that's
sauce,
the one
and
I had last time. It was good.
that one's pretty good.
Yeah.
That is pretty good. That one, to be
It's,
fair.
if you know where the Hive is, Aiden.
Yes.
So underneath the rail arches, if you're heading back up towards the train
Oh,
station,
right,
it's
yeah,
down
I
there.
heard they've done that. All.
So,
They're,
yeah,
um,
there's an axe throwing place
Attached
and
to it is the ramen place Maneki, which
Yep.
again
And you can have both. You can
Yeah.
mix and match
Top.
if you want
Yeah.
ramen, if you want burgers.
top tier.
Oh, shit,
Exactly.
Michaela loves ramen. This sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
the-
Yeah,
it's
so-
by
Hey,
the same. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
I was gonna say their tofu mushroom ramen is really fucking good for veggie.
Ooh,
It's incredible.
nice.
And I'm hoping you're still a meat eater, Aiden. If you are, get the
I am.
Worcester Blue. The Worcester Blue with
I mean,
bacon.
I've had
Worcester.
the Worcester Blue, and I
Ooh,
don't
that
really
sounds
the
good.
Worcester Blue's fucking great.
Yeah.
I've had it several times.
That's really big help, thank you. That was exactly what we were looking for. Because there's some good burgers in Sweden, but we just haven't had one since we've been back.
Yeah, they're
good
good.
shop. Recommend
Oh
it.
yeah, it's great.
They
And
are.
It's a bigger
This
trek,
is-
but
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
Beefy Boys in Shrewsbury.
Hereford?
Hereford.
Fuck. Hereford was terrible. Shrewsbury.
Really?
Yeah,
That's the
Shrewsbury.
OG.
Like,
Yeah, man. What are you saying?
I could.
Oh, I'm
It
pissed me off.
could just be me throwing shade because I'm a vegetable. But the Shrewsbury
I had a
branch
great time.
particularly was incredible.
They have a burger shop in Hereford now as well, by the same guys from Worcester.
That was the
That's
original.
the
Hereford.
OG.
No, I'm
But
Beefy
burger
Boys
shops
is
a place to go then.
No, we were talking about Burger Shop, not Beefy
Oh,
Boys.
right. Fair play.
Is that the
I had a
place we
bad
went
I've been to
to
Beefy Boys.
before that Amos?
Was that?
We went to a burger place in Worcester before James played now.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
burger shop.
It was Burger Shop. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that was banging.
Yeah, that
and
place-
the
Yeah, they
same-
are good.
Nice.
They're really
Ramen
good.
is
Vegan
funny,
burger
take
was
The family
Yeah.
then.
immensely good.
Yeah.
They're owned by the same people as well. So with the ramen, you can literally one of you can order at the ramen place, one of you can order at the burger place, and it's just like it's fine.
Yeah, the vegan
Yeah.
shop is it's out as well. It's probably my favourite
Ramen burger.
restaurant.
My recommendation to you, Aiden, is Worcester Blue with bacon,
Blue.
and then barbecue chicken wings.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that
that sounds
sounds pretty delish.
The wings are, yeah, the wings are fucking good.
Anyway, it's mindless.
Sweet.
I would 100% allow
Eat
myself to
Hunter
cheat
aside.
for that because that's good actually.
I whisper back to Zolkin. Magna. Rand. And then I sort of hold my hands up to my face, as if like I'm going to invoke his spirit.
Bob's
That's his real
Burger.
That's
That's
who
who
I
you think is
believe-
tracking you.
That's who I believe it is. He has a misunderstanding that he may possibly think I blew up his entire worldly possessions.
And this is the look. You're not expecting anyone else to be asking about you somewhere else, right?
No,
Not a
actually
dwarf.
not a dwarf. I've kept very careful about dwarves ever since. They scare me because I fear they know Magna, and I don't know what Magna's gonna do to me, especially after the incident.
Say no more. But all I'm saying is, as far as we can tell, either someone's taken him out, or he's done a runner, or he's just disappeared and he's waiting.
He's behind this barrel. Finish check behind the barrel. There's nothing there.
He's not there. No, he's
The
definitely
paranoia
not here.
creeps across his face.
Ooh.
Oh god. Tell me, it's the quickest way back to Neverwinter from here.
Get back on your horse.
Yes, I understand that, but maybe there's a faster way than us getting sidetracked into a pissing match in a pub and then falling down a large hole.
I mean, my recommendation is just to get on your horse and get back.
Okay, thank you.
If that's where you need to go, that's the best way. There's no other way. You could rent a wagon or whatever, but until this thing's built, and he points at the cave entrance, that's your fastest route.
Speaking of, can we schedule some demolition?
Of course. And he walks over to the two men who are kind of waiting at the cave mouth, and you see this greasy-haired human male in kind of his late 40s. It's kind of 6-7 day beard, stubble on his face, and he's chewing heavily on something that
What are
kind
you
of
doing?
reminds you, it's like a cow chews cud, and jaw rotating, quite slack. And around his shoulder is like this rammed satchel. And as Zolkin approaches, he's so, "Have they laid it? Are you ready to go?" And the man and the other two men kind of turn around and look at him. "Aye, Zolkin. They're ready to go. We told them to wait for you, of course. We knew that you wanted to be here for when it happened." And Zolkin looks around and is like, "I brought friends. Members of the guild." And this man kind of nods to you, like, "Welcome, brothers. Welcome." Are we ready?
Greetings.
Greetings. Yeah.
Hello.
Good day.
Hello.
then? And Zolkin kind of gives him the nod. Let's get on with it, shall we? And
Nubs is visibly excited.
the other man who's not been speaking kind of like lights this torch, lights it, and it burns. He waves it in the air as he kind of gets it going, and he walks over to the cave mouth entrance, and he throws it into the cave mouth, and you kind of hear a number of shouts echoing out of the cave mouth. Just cries like, "Do it! Light it!" And over the next couple of minutes, you see a number of people run out, about 4 or 5 in total, and one of them, the last of them to exit, kind of stands right out in front of the cave mouth, and he looks in, looks back at you all, and looks at Zolkin. 2 minutes. That's how long the fuse is. Let's hope it stays. And they all look quite nervous as some of them kind of take seat on this big uprooted tree. There are lots of like kind of tree stumps and stuff that they sit on and wait pensively and nervously, looking around at each other. Zolkin is just staring down into the cave mouth. And he takes a deep breath.
It seems that everyone seems to be a bit nervous, says Nubs to Zolkin. Is everything's going to be alright, isn't it? I mean, it's going to be fine. Like, it's clearly going to be fine. Says Nubs. Like, I mean, it has to be fine. You checked everything, right? It's fine.
We've lost Andy.
Oh no!
Why isn't everything fine?
Everything's fine!
He's got to be back in 2 minutes or else we're in peril.
Oh shit!
Oh, they've lit it and everyone's still there.
Sorry, it seems to be happening more often, but for shorter amounts of time at the moment.
No worries, man. Did you hear what Nub said?
Well, so what was the question? Sorry.
He sort of just prattled on like, I mean, seems like everyone's nervous, but it's going to be fine, isn't it? I mean, it's totally fine. You've checked, right? It's fine. Like, it is fine. He says, like, sort of sounding very unsure.
Zolkin. Am I? Oh, I am on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Zolkin kind of like he's staring straight at the cave mouth and hearing you kind of shakes his head, kind of snapping out of his stare, and he looks down and he's like, oh yeah, it's fine. Yeah. They've done all the calculations. It's the right amount of sticks, and it's fine. I mean,
And I'm going to sidle over to Abard and whisper in his ear, "Fancy man, 5 gold says it's not fine."
Abard, like, lift up his visor slightly. It's like, and nods knowingly, and then slides his visor back down and sort of, like, puts, like, sunglasses over the visor of his...
Don't have sunglasses.
I know. Just going to the imagery, like in fucking Oppenheimer, like.
Watching the bomb.
So as you kind of all stand around and watch Zolkin look at each other, a moment passes of just breath-holding silence, and all of a sudden, you hear just like this deep. And it gets louder and clearer each time, as if the explosions are getting closer towards you, and you realise that they are coming from deep within the mountain, and they are coming closer towards you. And you hear the men around you just like, "Oh my God, it's happening! It's happening!" And these explosions grow louder and clearer. You hear this kind of dull, like layer over the top that's muffling the explosions. peel away as the sounds become closer and closer towards you. And 30, 40 of these explosions happen, each clearer as they get to. And with the last one, this huge jet of dust just flies out of the cave mouth, and you cannot see the cliff face in front of you. It is just shrouded in this huge pillar of dust and shattered rock. And you can smell on the air this kind of dustiness, this dry smell of stone.
Oh, bloody hell.
And it takes a long while for it to settle. But you hear these kind of cries of the men around you kind of almost celebrating. One of them makes a comment of, "We should have put in more sticks. We could have whacked that even further." But the dust begins to settle. And it takes a good couple of minutes for it to start to really descend down, this huge cloud of smoke and dust. And Zolkin looks around at you all. "Should we go in? You might want to wear something around your mouth, around your face. But I think we did it." And he looks around like, "I think we did it, boys. I think we started this." And you see a physical expression of not joy, but glee. Kind of like a fascination of doing something that is the manipulation of the world around them.
Abard, who's had one of the cultist helmets from like session 5 in his backpack this whole time, hands it to Unger, like knowingly, like finally it's had a use.
Nubs takes his long white beard, pulls it up to his face, splits it in two, and ties it behind his head. He's made sort of a mask out of the back of his beard.
Smash, on the other hand, uses Molder to constantly keep the dust and debris away from his face.
It's a wizard right there.
Warlock.
Sorry, yes, Warlock indeed.
And as you approach closer to the cave mouth, you hear another.
What the hell?
Sounds different to the explosions that you've heard. And Zolkin looks around at his companions. What was that? Another stick or what? And they shrug. I don't know. I mean, we did 30. I heard 30. And Zolkin looks around at the rest of you. I mean, we can go in. Fuck it, it's probably just someone must have dropped something, eh?
Abard's just gonna pull out his greatsword and sort of rest it on his shoulder.
And you hear another.
I'm not sure what that is. Says no.
You feel
drawing his bow. I'm not drawing.
a shake underneath your feet. And it gets louder.
Coming this way.
And through the dust, you open out into dust starts to dissipate even more. You are aware of your surroundings and the sun shining through the dust. This bright, full tilt sun now shining down into the dust. It splits off, and for a moment you can see this movement within the dust shadow of the cave mouth. And out of it, you see two shining lights. And blasting through this layer of dust, you see what almost looks like the cliff face moves out and into the open. And as the dust starts to dissolve around this, you see this formation that looks like a body. A huge hulking figure made of stone with these two piercing blue eyes. I would ask everyone to roll me initiative.
You need to
Do
bring our tokens in there.
let's go.
Oh yeah, we need our tokens, don't we?
Yeah, we don't have
That's
tokens.
alright.
Yeah, we do.
No, don't worry. Just give me 2 secs and I will move us on to
Wait,
a place where you can roll off your tokens. So if you've rolled already, doesn't matter, you just take what you roll, but give me 2 seconds whilst I give us some tunage. I didn't have this lined up like that.
Sorry, 2 seconds. I just need to grab my dogs that just broken into the room.
Go for it.
Out of interest,
Menaces.
because I went ahead and got my sword out and shit first, do I get to roll advantage on initiative? Or is that too cheeky?
I give you that. You were prepared. As was Nubs.
Yeah, I was a bit. Yeah, I had my bow readied at least.
Medica is still looking at Solken grasping his warhammer.
So imagine yourself at the foot of this cliff. Dust is opening around, and you see this just large figure, and you realize it is much bigger than the original cave entrance. The dynamite blew a hole very big, and this figure looks out and is within 30, 40 feet in terms of height. But it is not anything like you've seen before. It isn't a giant. It is made from very rock itself. And as the dust
Oi.
begins to dissipate, out
My God.
steps this huge figure. 2 piercing blue eyes, and the shouts from behind you, you hear, "Stone Golem! Stone Golem! Run now!" And you see from your peripheral vision the several humans that were with Zolkin with their satchels, bar one, they run. They begin to run out of this place, and they are not sticking around for a fight. So please everyone, roll me initiative.
Sorry, I fucked the initiative.
Alright.
I'm just refreshing mine so it rolls properly. Apologies.
Oh, nice. You did it correctly, right?
For some reason my
Ooh,
health
wow.
is
Yeah.
not linked to my. That's weird. My health is lower than it should be, but oh, let's just roll it.
Right.
You'll be fine.
Yes.
Yeah. Just be honest about it.
Was it?
Yeah, Nubs was 15.
No, I should be 40 because I'm full HP, but like it's just.
No, but the initiative was
Oh,
15.
yeah. I've put myself to 40 now. There we go. Sorry.
Everything else seems to be in order.
Yeah, my exactly.
Yeah.
Can I change my initiative on myself? I can.
Just and changed Nubs's.
Nice. I did it, I think.
I would say yours the 15 because you rolled it first when it wasn't still available. So that was your first roll.
Oh yeah, no, but I think I did change it, didn't I?
Yeah, it's okay.
Do I need to change anyone's initiative?
No, it seems to be in order now.
Okay.
Sadly not.
as this large figure, this huge construct, just steps out, you see the stone. It is kind of like almost mold covered. It is ancient, like it is old. It's been buried. It looks like something that's just been pulled out of the earth, and it emerges and just lets out this just like singular drone of just like whoa, and it just echoes out through the valley around you, and it crashes out through the dust. Finn and Bracefer, begin with you.
You're goddamn right.
Goddamn.
So, looking on at the giant visage in front of me, I firstly run up to it
Oh, shush!
and go back to the darkness from whence you came, and smash it with some poison spray. Hurrah!
So the poison spray splashes over the stone body of this huge golem, and it kind of almost just absorbs into the stone. It sizzles, but it is hard to tell exactly what your poison did to it.
I look on in horror, having seen that literally melt people before, and begin to step back slowly in fear, and run and use the rest of my movement to get behind Unga Bunkerson and go, get him, he's right there! And that is the end of my turn.
Okay, Uncle Bung's moving to you. Nubstorm, you're up next.
Yep, I'm ready.
Uncle Bungerson doesn't quite know what to do with himself. He's going to stand there, just mouth agape for a moment, and stare at the creature. I'm going to try and use my insight to see if it's actually hostile or defensive, if I can.
Okay, roll me an inside check.
That baby.
Could be.
It could be.
What did you roll, sorry?
It was 10.
10. As you look on at this huge construct, it is obviously of nature. It isn't something that you would define as being aligned with what you see as good and evil. But that's all you can tell. You don't know its intent. You don't know what it's trying to do, or why it's doing what it's doing.
Okay. Is it an action, that insight?
If you don't use your movement, based on old rules, I'll allow you to take an action as a follow-up, but you're therefore you're wiping free your movement, your second place.
Okay. In that case, Unga is going to concentrate his creative forces on the handyman to cast a cantrip to the rock golem, of which is going to be message, if I can.
Alright.
Apparently I can focus on the tool to channel my creative forces, choose a cantrip that you don't know from any class list. For 8 hours you can cast that cantrip, and it counts as an artificer cantrip. Once this property is used, it can't be used again until the next dawn. So I'm going to attempt to message the construct and ask it, why are you angry?
And do you say that in common?
I'm going to say it in common and in giant, broken giant as well. The only two languages I know.
Is it universally?
Message works in that it will send a literal
Yeah,
message
you can hear
into
it.
someone's mind, but it is based on still language that you perceive and you
Yeah,
understand.
the spell doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing about it understanding here. Yeah, true.
No, yeah, nothing about it understanding. But I'm going to try.
So, can you repeat the message? Sorry.
Why are you angry?
So, I believe the message comes back to you through your mind, right? I think.
A whisper only Bungerson can hear. Yeah.
Yeah. So, the whisper comes back, and it is nothing you understand. You hear jumbled speech. It isn't trying to even speak in common. It's certainly like common, but it is it's replying to you in just like almost like a desperation. It's not replying to your words. It is just shouts.
Okay. I'm not drawing my weapon or anything, but yeah, that is the end of my turn.
Okay. Thank you. I'm Scrimmick.
Nubs will dash backwards a little bit. The camera will spin around his face like this as he goes around, and he'll go sort of anime style and just point towards it, casting Hunter's Mark, which just attaches Hunter's Mark to the creature. It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Because, yeah, that's I think would be the end of his turn. So I'm just going to done.
Okay, thank you. Abard.
Abard is immediately going to cock his head back over his shoulder at the two dudes behind him and just yell, "Dynamite!" And then he's going to cast Shield of Faith on himself, giving him +2 AC. And then with his that's a bonus action, and then with his action he's going to cast Guiding Bolt at Big Fella.
Okay. A 17 hits. What type of damage?
That does 4d6 radiant damage.
Ooh, big old hit.
And that gives advantage to the next person to attack it.
Describe to me how Guiding Bolt works, Abard, as it shoots out. Where does it come from? What does it look like?
So Abard looks over his shoulder, like points at the dudes behind him, yells "Dynamite!" and then he does like jazz hands, like Salt Bay hands down himself to cast Shield of Faith. And then he holds out his right hand, and you just see like a lightning bolt strike out of his hands and hit the stone golem directly between the eyes.
Okay, amazing. Thank you. And so, with that, the stone golem lets out this huge, again, like droning noise, just like whoa, that echoes through the valley. And it starts to lurch towards into the middle of you all. And it starts to slam. With its arms, these two huge, just like rock stones. And looking at this body, it is like stone after stone. Like if you imagine bones in your body, each piece of bone in your arm is like mimicked in a rock. And it swipes. And it at first swipes at Unger Bungerson, who is the closest to him. Does a 28 hit?
Yeah.
That's a 45 hit.
And it deals you
It's rubbing it
22.
You take 100
bludgeoning damage.
22.
22.
Okay, now.
It's
Am I like
slammed
sent flying from that as well?
into you.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd imagine you kind of go flying into the side of this just like uprooted tree to the side of you. And with that, it then uses its legendary action to jump, and it stomps into the floor, and all of you must make me a Constitution saving throw.
Right, alive.
We got this.
Oh,
Ooh.
20, Medica
Nubs is
16, Shamash
animating
15,
up to 9.
Bungson 9, critical failure. Nubs 20, critical success. Abard 15.
God, you got
Anyone
plus-
below a 13, you fall to the floor and are knocked prone.
Oh, Uncle.
Oh,
Does a critical success get me anything? Like, slightly good?
I would say that you are able to see the golem as it jumps into the air to kind of let out the shockwave. You are able to jump, and I will give you a free dash action with your turn with your next turn.
Sweet. Nice. Alright.
Yeah. Nubs and Medica get a +2, but they both pass anyway, so it doesn't matter.
True.
So Nubs gets actually a 22.
He is shown
Nice.
constituted.
Very
We
well.
move to Medica and Sarnus.
Medica's seeing a guiding bolt with a not so good light on it. He despises it. He doesn't like that. He ignores the guiding bolt and goes for a primitive rage. He hits the stone giant with a warhammer.
Your warhammer clanks into the side of the stone, and you just feel this, and the power wasn't there. Your attack doesn't do anything from that.
And as Medica rebounds from the hit, he casts a spiritual weapon into the world. It does not hit, so sorry. It
Wow.
just comes alive, I think. Or does it?
Okay.
Let's see. Create floating. When you cast a spell, you make a melee attack spell against the creature. Okay. Oh,
Yeah, when you cast it, it deals damage.
okay,
That's
yeah.
what I
Then
would say.
it's 8 plus 7 then.
What type of damage is it? Force?
It is force damage, yes.
Okay. The spiritual weapon glides into the side of the golem, and it doesn't pierce it, obviously, but it bounces off it and ricochets it. And the golem lets out this, again, droning sound, just like whoa, as it is hit by it. The attack seems to resonate.
And that's my turn.
Okay. We move to Shamash, Vankin, Cabradon, Finnan, Bracefoot is up on deck.
So, quick random question. We haven't really been using opportunity attacks in this, have we?
Based on who
Super
has
often,
has
Not very often.
depends on who has opportunity attack.
So, being within someone's reach means that if you try to leave their reach, they get an opportunity attack on you, right? So, if that's my general understanding.
Not all the time.
I think only if
Is it
they're
not?
ready, normally.
So no. So
Sorry, I didn't want to meta this, but I just wanted to
No,
double
no, no.
check.
So most it's a very good question, and I'll have to double check the ruling. But my
It's-
feeling
I
is
feel
that
we've been kind
most
of-
a lot of. I don't know how it works with players. I only know how it works with creatures. But for a creature, like only certain creatures will have a reaction. For someone moves
Ah.
out of their attack, out of their distance, they could use a reaction. How it works with players, I'm not 100% sure. I'll be completely honest. So if
I
someone
think
wants to
players
have a
get it
quick
every
Google,
time someone moves out, tries to run away out of their attack thing.
fair enough.
Anyway,
then
that said,
if-
Shraff is. Sorry.
We understand. It's
I
fine.
don't know if you can hear the little just groaning going on in the background.
It's alright.
Yeah.
So
Quite cute.
Sharash is going to use his Misty Shiv, just in case.
Ooh.
Oh,
Nothing personal. kid.
Misty Step,
Never
sorry.
mind. No, sorry. Okay.
No, just being him. So just to get over here, and then he's going to use advantage. Oh god, this don't have advantage. You just like this. He's going to use advantage with shatter on old what's his face here. So basically, it's thunder attack, and put the thing in so you can see it. If he's made of stone or inorganic material, then he gets disadvantage on the saving throw. So he has to do a Constitution saving throw. Oh, sorry, I didn't make that. I want to do just display. There we go. You can ignore the second one.
What's the con save?
So it's 15, and he's on disadvantage.
15. Okay. The disadvantage he rolls 12, so he takes the 21 damage. And...
No. Sorry, ignore the second one. It's the first one, which was also higher. 24. Yeah. I just took the wrong button where I was trying to display it.
Got you. Okay, cool. So explain to me how shatter in your mind works. Does it like ruminate out of you and goes through the ground into him, or how does it work?
So basically, Shamash just emits from his body this really, really high, intense noise, and it's just like, everyone around him is just like, because it's just focused on him in particular, just has the sound going through his body, and sort of cracks start to appear in his outer shell. There's like bits of him start to shatter off and crumble off. Obviously, he's still pretty strong, but suddenly he's just feeling like bits of him are not there that were there before.
Flipping love this song, just gotta say, this is great.
Got it. And with that, Shamash, as you do that, this Shanter effect, this spell that you cast into this golem, the dust now has kind of started to die down onto the ground, and you see its body rising, and you see these kind of like old vines just hanging off its back, this kind of lichen and moss just kind of have overtaken its shoulders and the top of its head. And who out of our party understands Dwarvish?
I do.
You say Dwarvish?
So, as this golem kind of like sweeps around, taking all these attacks, you hear just these words kind of ruminate in this like low, droning sound. Zongraflin Fagult. More room. And you recognize the sounds as you kind of piecing it together as you're moving around in this combat and trying to avoid all of these attacks. You hear the words, "Be gone, leave my home." That's just for the Dwarvish speaker. Everyone else, pretend you didn't hear that. And we move to Finnan Bracefoot at the top.
Finnan looks on confused. He doesn't understand a single word of whatever the stone lump has just said. And goes, "He needs to get the bloody hell out of here, the arsehole." And subsequently goes, "Poison spray didn't work, maybe some erupting earth," which I cast at his feet. There's like a 20-foot cube, which I imagine is like his whole, his main standing point.
Yep. So as the earth erupts around his feet, and I guess like kind of plunges into the bottom half of him, it is almost like stone on stone, and it of course hits it and pushes him off guard and moves him around, but it doesn't have the same level of impact of what you would imagine it to have had on anything that is like fleshy, organic. It is stone on stone, so it still hits.
Finnan forgets just how powerful he can be, and himself, Ungabungason, Medica, Abard, and Nubs are also all in the effect of this.
Oh, good.
Nubs and Medica get +2 on any saving throws that are needed.
Oh, fuck.
Medica doesn't accept it.
Hiya!
Let's
26.
get you. It's
It's still half damage though, right?
it's still half damage.
Good.
Abard and Medica get consumed by it.
It's thunder all over again.
They fall into the earth, never to be seen again.
Finn scuttles away to the bushes after getting blasted by dirt in the face, and that is the end of his game.
How much damage do we take from that? Sorry, again?
22.
22 or 11. You made the save, so 11.
Hooray.
Abard and
So
Medica
as this
22.
earth erupts
Yes.
around the golem and just pushes you all out of the way. The golem just kind of sweeps around, and then is going to use his legendary attack, and out of the earth that has been molded around it, it grabs this huge stone and just throws it out of the ground down at Abard Helmer. And Abard Helmer does a 23 hit.
It does.
As you lie down on this floor, being kind of pushed over by this erupted earth, this huge stone just smashes down onto your face as you're lying on the ground, and you are dealt 12 bludgeoning damage as it impacts with your face. We move to Ungebunkus. Finnan, that was the end of your turn, right?
I haven't got a done button to press.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Okay, having been smashed into this tree, then smashed into the floor, and then smashed up from the floor with the earth, Unger's feeling a bit pissed off, and he's gonna stand up using half of his movement and go into a rage.
Oh, surprise!
Of all things. And in that rage, he's going to become frenzied. And that is the end of his turn.
Okay, that's good. We move to you, Abard. You're up next on deck.
So we said Nobs gets a bonus dash on his next turn.
Yep.
Does that mean like a sort of movement at like double the speed, or sorry, I'm not 100%.
Yeah, give you movement double the speed without having to make a dash action, basically.
Sweet. Okay, so I can now move 50 feet, and I think Nubs is going to do that. He's going to just back away. Going, holy moly! After that little dash, then head over here. All right. He's got Hunter's Mark on. He's moved away. I think there's nothing for it really. He draws his bow, and he's going to take his first shot. Bang. Does 21 hit?
Does.
It's kind of a shit roll for me, isn't it? Sweet. So he does. This has already been damaged, doesn't he? So he does 11 plus whatever the Hunter's Mark would do as well, which is another D6, so 3. So 14.
14. The arrow flies out of your bow, and it is true. It's a big target. But it impacts into the stone, and you see like this kind of glint, this chip of stone appear as it does connect. Your arrow flings off. Not a deep hit. You've had truer hits on goblins and other like, where this kind of hit would just connect and kill. This flies off.
Wow. There's only one thing for it. Try it again. Oh, 17 this time. I'm rolling like shit.
17 hits.
Oh, cool. And we do 9 plus. No, that's the wrong spell. Sorry. Do excuse me. 9 plus 2, so 11.
Okay. Again, the arrow kind of like takes a chink out of the stone, but it's not a piercing damage, essentially.
Interesting. Alright, Nurse's turn is officially over.
Okay,
Abard
it's Abard Helmet.
Okay, standing back up from being pummeled in the face with a massive rock, Abard briefly lifts up the visor for his helmet, spits out a massive gob of blood, gives himself 30 points of lay on hands healing, taking himself back up to 60 HP. And then in Dwarvish, looks up at big rock fella and says, "Got another one in you, big fella," and that counts as a compelled duel. Needs to pass a wisdom saving throw, DC 13, or it takes disadvantage for attacking anybody else.
So, on a failure, it is compelled to duel you. Correct?
Yep,
Yes.
it can't attack anybody else unless doing so at
Disadvantage.
yeah.
It rolled a natural 1. So it looks
Ooh.
at you, and it just kind of everything else in its mind stops, and it turns towards you, and it recognizes
For
the
the music.
Dwarvish language, as if as soon as you spoke in Dwarvish, it triggers something in its mind, and it turns to face you.
Obviously.
Yes!
Almost just kind of stands there for a moment. Everything else going on around it, and it just stares at you. Almost like slightly breathing, you kind of see its physical nature just rock forward and back ever so slightly. Is that the end of your turn?
That is the end of my turn.
And with it kind of stands there for a moment, a second or two. And then it pounds straight towards you. And it uses slam, does a 29 hit. Of course it does.
Hang on, let me check.
You take 20 bludgeoning damage as it just fucking vaults out towards you,
Mate.
and it bounds down on you. Make me a strength save as you try to maintain your footing as it pounds into you.
I
You
get a
fail,
plus
and
2
it
on that
pushes you-
damage
because
noise.
Roll 20 doesn't actually
Still fail.
add that on, so
Pushes
it's 15.
It has a strength of 22. It pushes you
Never
down,
mind.
and it pushes its stone-like hand. It's not even a hand. It's just like this nub of stone, and it pushes it down on your throat, and it just pushes you down in the ground, and you feel all the air in your esophagus just unleash, and you are struggling to breathe now. And it uses its slow attack and make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh wow!
Fucking
You
24.
manage to shake forth
Don't
from
even have
this
to
hold
rise.
that it has. You manage to pull away, and it is almost surprised with how quickly you're able to pull yourself out, but you're still kind of holding the throat oh my god, that is going to bruise heavily tomorrow. We move to Medica and Sanus. Shamash is next up on deck.
Medica will go just straight towards his side, kind of where, if that were a human thing, into his kidneys almost. 18.
18 hits.
9.
Now, with this hit, it almost feels like it bounces, but almost the force of Underthrow, this Warhammer, pulls itself back in and almost kind of glances against this barrier of this golem, and it hits, and you feel this crack permeate through the surface as Underthrow bounds into the side of the golem. Takes time. Is that the end of your turn?
Then my spiritual weapon comes in and tries to stab it into the head.
Ooh.
Oh, your spiritual weapon kind of glances off the side of the golem and hovers in the air, not too far away, but it doesn't hit, I'm afraid.
Oh. That's my turn.
Move to Shamash with Finnan next up and back.
Great. So, seeing the effect that his shatter had last time, Shamash is going to cast another one to try and further reduce this thing, stop it from attacking its friends nearby. So, yet again, 15 Constitution save with disadvantage.
Okay. Abard, can you remind me what breaks a compelled duel?
Hang on. I don't think there is anything. I'll post it in the VTT.
Surely a sneeze.
You did not.
For the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against creatures other than you. Must make a wisdom saving throw each time it attempts to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from you. So disadvantage on anything attacking anything other than me, and if it's going to move away from me, needs to do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, that's fine.
But it is in place for a minute.
Yeah, that's fine. So, Shamash, your shatter resonates up through this golem's humanoid-looking figure, passing up through the legs, and you see cracks start to form in the feet as shatter just passes through it.
Excellent. And just for the final movement, Shamash is going to lose a little bit further just behind Dumps.
Well, is it nice idea?
That's all. The meat shield of Numps.
There's not much meat there to protect you.
But otherwise, yeah, that's. I don't think there's a done button.
There is it.
Right.
If you scroll back to where you used.
Yeah, there is. There should be.
I can
Right,
see
actually,
Medica's one.
Oh yeah, I can see Medica's one, but not Shamash's.
See,
Oh, there you go.
not lying.
Anyway,
Now,
we move to Finnan and the bugs to level next.
Finnan rambles to his feet, takes a step back, and goes, "Lads, he's over there." Casts Fire Fairy on him. So he's now, the golem boy is now glowing. And any attack roll against the affected creature has advantage for the attacker.
Ooh.
Ooh-wee.
Okay.
Very nice.
And he failed the dex save as well, so yeah.
Sorry, there's the info just in case anyone needs more detail.
Nice, it kind of highlights him in a way.
Nice. Yeah, I'm very much like, "Lads, it's the big stony bastard over there. Get him!"
So I
And
say,
I stand back up after being knocked down from the Earth Blast, ready for the next round.
Nice.
And that is Finn's go.
nice. So with that, just before you start Ungabunga, Abard shouted for dynamite. And there is one person standing by Zolkin. Zolkin at this stage is kind of standing just like in absolute just shock of what's happened and what has come out of the cave. There is another human standing by him who has had the satchel pack on his shoulder. And with Abard's command, he has rolled 2 sticks of dynamite out towards him. We'll check to see whether Abard is able to grab them in a moment, but Ungabunga, we move to you.
Where's the dynamite? Sorry, relative to the map. Sorry, you didn't click.
We're going to stay right in between, so it is
Rolling
5
towards.
foot away.
Got it. Yeah.
It's not letting me highlight for
I
some
was
reason.
kind of gonna draw it.
But yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me highlight, but I'd say it's like right in between the two of them. Yeah, it's not letting me highlight it at all. No way.
Right, here comes the 2 sticks right here.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly where I meant. Yeah,
Cool, man.
perfect.
Just
Okay.
just so I don't forget. All right, cheers.
Yeah, Ungabunga, we move to you.
Some important shit.
Alright, having recollected himself, Unga's gonna fucking lick some tits. He's gonna sprint straight towards the golem. I'm with his maul out. I'm gonna go for his ankles. I'm gonna attack recklessly, which would give me advantage normally. Would that give me super advantage with the fairy fire?
Interesting question.
I would say so, yes.
Right then, how do I do that? That is right shift. So
Yeah.
first attack with the maul.
Absolutely, yes.
For 11.
Bludgeoning damage with rage, 11. As your maul impacts in
Going for his ankles.
Ankles, they connect, but again, you feel this just like ricochet against the stone. You're literally hitting stone. You're not hitting anything fleshy or anything like that. It bounces off. You still feel impact, but it is not the same in terms of bludgeoning. It's like force on force.
Okay, using that rebound, I'm just going to swing again.
Yes.
23. And again.
Again, you feel it like almost ricochet off. You are giving it everything you have within your power, but it is just like glancing off the surface of this stone being, this construct of earth.
Hunger's just attacking with frenzy, so he's almost not even paying mind to how much is ricocheting off. And that is my go after those 3 attacks.
Okay, move from Malmstrom Rick, A-bars, next on that.
Okay. Nubs has seen these dynamites roll out. He's not really sure what to do about it at the moment. But he's putting a thought together in his mind. And he yells, "Oi!" to one of the workers. Can they respond in this time?
I'd let you shout out a command. You basically have 6 seconds within your turn.
Alright.
So I'd let you shout something out. If it's a 1 or 2 word response, maybe you get something back.
Toss me one as well!
Okay.
Or just toss me one. Toss me! He just says toss me. Just give me one!
The greasy haired blonde dude kind of again reaches for his satchel. I'm not going to say he would be able to, because it's not his turn, he wouldn't be able to perform this action within this turn. He would be able to throw it out towards you. Roll me a dexterity saving throw to see if you catch it, because Avon was down on the ground when he got his thrown to him. I'll allow you an opportunity to try and grab yours.
Sure. Okay. So. Yeah, just a regular one. I think it's going to be 15.
Okay. That's fine. I'm going to throw it right now, but this sets us up for the next bit. So, is that the end of your turn?
I think that would be the end of my turn. Is that my action and everything done? I was wondering if I should use my advantage on that, but I'm going to save it. Sweet. Done.
A-Bud helmet.
Okay, so the dynamite's been
out of the kind of dust.
okay. So the dynamite's been rolled over to me. Can I see it? I'm aware of it.
It is within 5 feet of you.
Okay. If I was going to try and grab it, what sort of action would that be?
I mean, I would say that you can go and grab it. It's within 5 feet of you. It's not a major action to grab it. It's what you do with it next is the action.
Okay, so I'm on my feet, so I'm all good to do some movement.
Yeah.
I want to try and grab the dynamite, and then I want to try and run over. What I would like to do would be to run over at the guy and shove a stick of dynamite in either of his knees. What would I need to roll? I can activate Channel Divinity to do a Peerless Athlete on that, so I get advantage on athletics rolls. But I don't know if that's one turn's worth of...
You were prone initially to this, so you would have had to have used half your action, half your movement to move out.
How long is a turn, and how long are the fuses on the dynamite?
I mean,
In a normal hand grenade, fuses are 3 seconds long, and normal turn is 6 seconds.
Right. I won't do that. Was what I was thinking then. Can I get the dynamite, and am I able to ready with my remaining action?
okay, yeah. So you're grabbing both the dynamite, readying to potentially like light and throw.
I'm readying to be plonked in the face by the golem, but next turn I'll be doing something with the dynamite. If I can't do something in this action.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. Well, as you grab the dynamite and you hold onto it, but you have, of course, aggroed the golem, and it uses a slam attack to hit you. I mean, I'm not even going to say, but you take 21 bludgeoning damage.
What is the advantage of readying if something then attacks you?
Okay, so
There is some problem.
I mean, in terms of readying, you'd be able to take an attack of opportunity if it moves towards you. So I'll let you take an attack as well.
I still take the damage, but I can make an attack when I do it. Is that right?
It hurts its hand on your armor.
So the definition of readying, so you want to get the jump on a foe or wait for a particular circumstance before you act. So to do so, you can take the ready action. Okay, fine. So let's retcon slightly. What do you want to do with your ready action if it were to come towards you?
Knowing that I've been aggroing it, I'm going to be ready for it to probably try another slam, so I'm going to try and use my sword to try and direct its arm away from me if at all possible.
Okay. So surely that's just defending yourself from an attack.
Yeah, that's what I want to do. Because I know it's going to attack, so I'm just trying to parry.
Okay, so let's say. Okay, fair enough. Okay, so let's take. So let's say then you try to parry at advantage, based on the fact that you've readied. Out of what it rolled a 27 on advantage or a 16 on disadvantage. So you are able to block the attack, and I'll give you. Well, no, that is your readied action, right?
That's fine, I'm just trying to parry.
Yeah.
That's what I want to do.
Okay. Fine. Okay. And with that, it's the end of its turn. You managed to miss the attack. We move to Medica and Silas. Shamash's next up.
Wapham. Does it hit?
Does not hit, just a small little bonk.
Oh, bonk. Okay.
Microsoft error noise.
Yeah.
And then
I don't know if you played Zelda Ocarina of Time, but when he has one of the Warhammers, I can't remember what it is, the big blare of fire hammer, when he pushes it down on the ground, it makes this kind of like boom, boom kind of sound. That's what I'd imagine it sounds
I
like.
can't remember that.
and then comes in a wapow. No, it does not. So that's my turn then.
No, you have a +9 on your Warhammer,
Yep.
+5 on your spiritual weapon.
Medica starts to question him again.
An existence.
Is
He,
the like the astral being that lives in the Warhammer just like Jesus Christ?
Yeah.
Like, it really-
yeah,
This guy's a pussy.
yeah. That is my turn.
Okay, we move to Shamash, thanking everyone.
Rash, quite pleased with the impact that his last two chatters have had, is going to try and, now he's softened up, is going to try and hit him with some Eldritch Blasts. So, there we go.
Shamash quite pleased with himself, as per usual.
Yeah, I mean, when he's not. So that's the first one, 9 force hit. Does 23 hit?
It does.
Great. So that's the first one, and then number 2, don't know, 15 hits.
15 doesn't. The 15 bounces off, ricochets out into the cliff face behind it.
Watch out, Abard! Well, great. That's pretty much all Shamash is going to do. He's quite basic with his attack nowadays. So yeah, maybe we'll move over there just for shits and gigs.
We move to Finn and Bracefoot. I'm going next on deck.
Hell yeah. Finnan, seeing the golemy boy lit up by the fire fairies, takes a few steps forward. And thinks maybe poison didn't work, but what about fire? And smashes him with some produce flame.
And that's just damage, right?
Oh shit, sorry.
Good damage.
I misclicked.
Nice.
25 hits. We'll go with the 8.
We'll go with
If
the
that's
8,
cool
that
with you.
makes more sense.
Yeah, so the fire laps around and you start to see cracks form around the stone as it starts to almost like bake around the fire. The 8 hits.
Sweet. Finnan then classically hides behind under Bunkerson. And that's the end of his turn.
Very smart.
And with that, we move to Uncle Bungus.
Unga Bungerson is going to keep trying to hack away at this one angle he's working on. How long does fairy fire last for?
It doesn't actually have a limit on the description.
So I've still got advantage if I.
That's how I'm understanding it.
1 minute, so say it is 10 turns.
Okay. That's 1 out of 10 then.
As long as Finnan doesn't break his...
Yeah, if he casts another spell with concentration, that goes away.
Okay. Sweet. Well, I'm going to keep hacking at this angle.
Oh shit. Ooh.
Holy shit, 20.
So
12
that
plus 2
is-
plus 2. That's
Yeah,
insane.
that rage actually broke down, so I don't... The fuck is
Yeah,
that?
'cause it's a crit, 'cause it's a net.
Yeah, your rage broke down, so we can see your bludgeoning normal one.
Yeah, 12 plus 2 rage.
What is...
16.
What does rage roll?
Plus 2 always.
Okay,
Oh,
so
it's
is
just
it...
always plus 2?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is
Yeah.
2 plus 2 in this case, no?
Yeah, it is 2 because there's a crit of 2
Yeah?
and a rage of 2.
So 2 plus 2.
Yeah, I thought you said it isn't plus 2.
Uh,
But yeah, 12 plus 2 plus 2. 16.
Okay.
okay.
So with that, Ungo, you see, like, as you lash in previously, you felt like the attacks just haven't really done too much with your maul, but this time you feel like this kind of crumble of stone around the impact layer, and you see this kind of like almost like you've seen like slate or shale kind of fall off like a rock surface. You just see like this kind of this large surface area of rock just pull away.
Nice. Oh, I think we may have lost him.
I think we have.
Oh no, not again.
Right, I'm back.
Hey, we got
I'm
it.
literally
Yay.
just plugging it back in, and it seems to work each time.
That's it.
So as your maul connects, you just see this like massive portion of the ankle and the heel of the golem just kind of slip away. So that hits.
Nice. Go for another one on that same spot.
for 24, 15. Yep. Again, hitting the same spot. It connects. Again. Again, though, you are realizing, though, that you're hitting this just like force with force. It isn't doing everything it could do in terms of like if this was just like a fleshy being, you would just be destroying its bones. Hitting stone is a hard hit to take.
Unger withdraws for a moment, holding his maul in his hand, looking at it, thinking about his alternatives and various different tactics. Then he realizes the only thing he knows how to do is smash, so he swings again.
It is true.
Does that hit?
Yeah, sorry, it hits. Again, smashing in, just like ricocheting off the bone form of this large golem structure. And it just lets out this droning howl that reverberates around the valley again. And it again lets out this message. Af Zogravun Bru Mo Dorum. And for those of you who understand Dwarvish, be gone. Leave my home. Move to Nobskunk.
Alright. Having no idea what was just said, he assumes he's maybe being insulted or something like that. Does Nubs make the catch on the piece of dynamite?
Yes, you do. And you grab it in your hand.
Looks at it, thinks a little bit. Shamash, do you know how this works? So he just looks over to Shamash and asks him if he knows how dynamite works.
You throw it in the air, I'll set fire to it. But throw it at the thing we're attacking.
Don't know if I can throw that far, but I'm going to put it on an arrow instead. Can you hit it?
Well, if you fire the arrow, this is a long conversation for 6 seconds. If you fire the arrow, then I'll set fire to the fuse as it goes, and then hopefully when it hits, it'll explode.
Or you could just explode it when it hits it. But yeah, sure. All right. In only 6 seconds, he says all those things. Okay, and he just tries to attach the stick of dynamite to an arrow using a little bit of string. Would that take up an action? I feel like it would.
That would be your
I don't think
action.
you can do all
In
that.
6 seconds, you're wrapping dynamite onto the bow, onto the arrow. Sorry.
I think that's
Yeah.
it.
So you're
That's all you
readying yourself with an action. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right, turn done.
Abard taking the 2 sticks of dynamite out and lighting the fuses, like in the rock where he's running at the end with like the 2 flares in either hand. He looks up at the golem and yells in Dwarvish,
We're here.
"Country road, take me home!" And then lobs the 2 sticks of dynamite, ideally at the golem's face. Hopefully they explode this turn.
So, as an action, a creature can light a stick of dynamite and throw it to a point of 60 feet away. Each creature within 5 foot of that point must make a dexterity saving throw, or take 3d6 bludgeoning damage. Who else is within 5?
I'm going for the point directly between the eyes of the token.
Okay. That's fair. That's completely fair. Let me make a dexterity saving throw on its behalf, which it fails. And I believe this will
Yes.
probably roll into roll 20 anyway.
Nice.
Do.
Oh, nice.
Describe to me how you throw the dynamite and how it explodes in its face.
Is this a kill?
No.
I did throw
Don't be
2
silly, oh
out of
boy.
interest.
You
I did throw-
two that-
I did throw 2 sticks.
It is still a stone golem.
I've noticed there's only 1 damage roll, so I don't know if
Hang
that's...
on. So what damage? Okay, that's fine though. So dynamite is still a specific type of damage.
Okay, fair.
No.
It's bludgeoning damage. There's no explosive damage in D&D, which debatable.
Weird.
Well, in fairness, that is actually bludgeoning damage, as is the
it's
shockwave
isn't it?
is
Yeah.
blunt.
More
Yeah,
force
that's fair.
damage.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
So the two. What do you mean you will allow it? I'm the DM.
You almost went with it.
As you, Abard, describe to me how you throw the dynamite.
So he does the country road, take me home, and he lobs them both, and then ideally they'd explode kind of like over either eye of the golem. And then Abard turns back to look at the guys who gave him the dynamite, because all cool guys turn away from the explosions. So
Yeah, all good. So the dynamite explodes in the golem's face, and you just hear this like as it kind of impacts away, and it staggers for a moment. The first time you've seen this creature just kind of like stagger and move away from damage that it is taken, and it kind of tries to rotate around. It's still compelled to duel you, so it pushes forward. Is that the end of your turn?
it's the end of my turn.
And it just dives straight into you. And 22 hits.
22 is glancing.
Ooh, okay, so as it pounds into your armor, you kind of feel this huge force push you back. You are dealt 12 bludgeoning damage as it passes into you, but it pushes forwards and it is in its own frenzy now, and it takes another attack, and you are dealt 23 bludgeoning damage as it just pounds into you. Just brutal elemental stone force is just pushing into you now, and escaping out of its mouth again you hear Glarun Ford Moldarun, be gone, leave my home. And it pounds into you. And we move to Medica and Sanus.
Medica ignores anything that comes out of his mouth. It's just another target for his warhammer. What? How?
It hits.
What? How?
Nice. Where do you hit it?
I'll just aim for whatever is closest to me. So basically in the side. So left side.
Okay. A big crack just like tears down the side. Down like where a normal person ribs would be. And then you see this large crack just like split down the side of this huge being.
I would say Medica as well yells while he's striking it, like "Aah!" Then it goes into it. And then my spiritual weapons follows my lead.
And it shoots in. And it's force damage, right?
Yes.
The spiritual weapon fires through and just like pounds in, and you see it connect. And it, for the first time out of all of your attacks that you've thrown out of it, it almost like kind of like lodges in, as you'd imagine an arrow would. It lodges into the stone body of this golem. Is that the end of the turn?
Yes.
Okay. We move to Shamash, thinking Cabradon.
Right, so, well,
Rushing.
Golem's kind of looking a bit on its last legs. So Shamash is going to decide to try and cast Sleep on it to try and knock it out. So I've got to roll, well, 5d8. See how many creatures. Well, yeah. Oh, that's bad. Basically, if it has more
Oh.
Less health than 17, it falls asleep. If it has more health than 17, it doesn't fall asleep. Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely. So the sleep spell. What does sleep look like as you cast it?
Yet again, it's Smash kind of going like, my eyes, look around my eyes. You're quite sleepy now, don't you? And if the girl makes eye contact, and again, she's like, why? Why, yes, I am. Oh, my eyelids feel so heavy all of a sudden. But it's basically kind of a sort of, a sort of hypnotism in a way to kind of just suddenly lull him to rocky sleep.
Yeah, it kind of glides over. You see this effect glide over, but it just kind of washes over the stone body of this golem, and it just dissipates around him. And you feel that this golem is not in this place yet. He is still too strong, still too lumbering, still too present.
In that case, Shamash just moves over here, and that's him done.
Before we move to Finn and Bracefoot, Stone Golem takes a legendary action to, from the ground, grab a rock out, and it is inclined to attack one person. Abard asks.
Yeah. Really glad everyone everyone else who has healing magic has been using that, guys. Cheers.
As Medical laughs
Abard.
towards Abard.
The golem just pulls out this huge boulder from the ground, and it just shoves it down on your face. And with a 23, you are dealt 12 bludgeoning damage as it just crashes down on your face and your chest. As you feel your armor just kind of clench around you, just like not.
I imagine Abard's like actually really deformed now. He's like he was once a handsome knight, but now he's just like so.
Again, I know at least 3 of you can heal.
And with that,
Not metagaming.
To be fair, Abard
not
probably
showing
does
on
know if
him.
his friends can heal.
Yeah.
Abard, describe to me what happens as you feel this bludgeoning stone just connect with your body, blasting you down into the ground.
Abard is just looking disappointedly at Medica.
As Medica watches him with kind of a pleasing eyes and stares into his soul. Slight smile.
And with that, as Abard, you all just witness Abard just kind of slump into the ground, his eyes closed after giving Medica.
Imagine he's in like a mini crater.
Yeah, he's given Medica one fierce death stare, and then he just kind of passes out.
That's okay.
It's not anger,
Finn
just
and Bracelet,
disappointment.
We move to you, Finn and Bracelet.
I look on in sheer horror at the legendary beating that Abard has just taken. I think I need to get the fuck out of here. So I use all my movement, 35 foot, and scramble as far away as possible. I turn back, see my friends, and the stone golem in line, and think, should I?
I would say the one thing with this is you are on the other side now of this huge turned over tree. You wouldn't necessarily see all your friends and everything, but just to put that out there.
Even better, that it's out of sight, out of mind. I'm assuming I can still see the large golem.
You'd probably just be able to see the back of it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Not the full body, but it's like leaning over Abard as it just smashed him down into the ground.
Superb. I look back over my shoulder. I peer into the distance. I think, my god, it's the golem. I can see him. He's all alone. And then cast Cool Lightning. which has a 60-foot radius
Oh
on
my
it.
god. Is that 23 lightning
And those
damage?
2 shields.
I was trying to remember why everyone else was on such low HP, and I remembered it was because of Finnan.
Wait, 60-foot radius or 60-foot
60 foot
circumference?
It is
radius.
60-foot cylinder. Oh my
No,
god.
it's a cylinder because radius is like half.
Yeah,
of the
it'd be
circle, right?
30-foot radius.
Yeah, it would be this. Yeah. So everyone else, well, except Shamash, I think.
And
And
nubs. Smashing.
And
Reckon nubs are
nubs.
foot.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
nubs.
yeah, correct.
The rest of you guys are fried, I think. Fried toast.
It is
Yep.
30, isn't it?
And
Yep.
Avon
And a
has died.
dexterity saving throw 15.
I should probably roll, right?
Oh.
It's rolled already,
Hey,
isn't
Bard,
it?
I'm gonna ask your
Oh my
unconscious
god.
body to also make me a dexterity saving throw on this.
His unconscious dexterity saving throw.
Could I roll that at disadvantage?
I would
29 damage.
say I
Yes.
did not roll it.
This actually kill a bard.
Oh, I might have
you
advantage.
did negative
Can I
enough
see
already.
this coming? Because I might have advantage on dexterity saving rolls if I can see it coming.
You're raising the sea.
But I have this one.
Danger sense. You have. Yeah. You can
Feeling is
see. Yeah. You would be able to see this.
Yeah,
I'll just roll
I would
another one
say
if it's higher. We'll take
You
it.
Yeah.
start seeing, you probably
It's
start seeing
not.
a brew in the air and being like, oh no, not this again.
Well,
A-Bard,
I rolled
however-
2 and they're both below 15, so GG.
A-Bard still takes like a large brunt of it. He's just physically unconscious. So,
Is
A-Bard,
his
I'm going to ask you to
body
take
flatter
me.
than usual now?
A-Bard, you failed just a death saving throw off the bat. Without even rolling. You take damage.
And
you-
me and
you fail
Medica
the death
take
saving
29 damage.
I would say actually the first roll that Finnan did was 23.
Oh wait, did I roll it beforehand?
Yeah,
yes,
you did,
yes, you did.
23 it is then.
Yes. So
right, 23.
I have 1 health.
Oh no,
It
if
was
only
it
someone
was
could
only
heal.
15.
No, plus 8 for some reason.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how it works, but yeah, you roll 15 plus 8.
8 is no, it's 15. 8 if you don't make the save.
Uh,
So if you don't,
Really?
wait, sorry, if you make the save, it's 8, right?
I don't know, because your second one didn't roll. No, no, it can't be.
Wait, what are you trying to determine?
Where is it?
Yeah, it's a half health if you roll a successful save. I'm not sure what the other one. You
How much
have
damage is-
2 damage. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
sure.
rolling 2 damage values, like a left and
Yeah.
right. The left
I'm
one is a
I'm sure you guys talking
3d10,
about- Oh, right. Yeah, no, it's
and then the right is a 1d10. I don't know what.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, no. Oh, wait. If you are outdoors in a stormy conditions when you cast the spell gives you control of the existing storm instead of creating a new one. Under such conditions, the spell damage increases 1d10. So we can ignore the right one at this moment.
Oh, okay. That's only if there was a storm.
Yes.
Brewing.
So it's 15.
It's 15.
Ah,
Oh, alright, that's
Oh, good.
that's a bit more
That's still
manageable.
powerful as fuck.
Yeah, it is.
So you can roll up to 30 damage without even having a storm there.
Yes.
I see good things in the future.
Finn looks on and is very proud
Cackling.
of himself. And it's the end of his go. But the thing is, like, he can only see the golem. Like, he's had a great time.
Finn is
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got no
Yeah.
idea what's just happened.
Did
I hope
the golem
Finnan
take
can
damage?
hear the faint.
So you see
Of Unger.
the lightning just connect as you hear these screams come from the rest of the battlefield. You see
weird.
the lightning does indeed connect with the golem, but it is still standing. It is barely standing. and we move to Angabungason, I think, from here. Like, and I'm gonna say, just to kind of set the picture now, that the golem is cracking at the seams. Like, you see what once was like this ancient stone, just like molded, shaped by just like whatever, water or anything. It is now cracking. The impact it has taken has started to really just like rip it apart at the seams.
Can I ask how much damage Sulkin and his mate took? Because they're in the radius. Just mentioning
I forgot about those guys.
Yeah, just putting that out there.
Was it a dexterity saving throw?
Yeah. DC 15.
Nope.
Oh dear. And what was the full damage?
15.
15.
Okay. The guy with the satchel kind of like falls down on the ground as his like hit was like he's shot in the chest with the lightning bolt. He like flies out just like yeah.
Question.
Down onto the ground.
Question.
So, yeah.
What happens to a bag satchel of dynamite when he gets struck with lightning?
It depends actually, because the dynamite is actually safety explosives, and
It still sweats nitroglycerin, but yeah.
it does, but in certain conditions. So I would say 50-50.
I think it's a lot safer. Well, it's a lot safer than nitroglycerin.
It is. You can shoot through dynamite. It doesn't explode.
Yeah. No, it wouldn't explode from being shot.
But what about massive
you
amounts
done
of
that?
heat? What about like
Massive amount of heat and electricity. I don't know.
Electricity would be. I would say it's 50-50 still.
It's a lot of heat.
Because if it goes off, it goes in rapid firing thing, but it doesn't explode necessarily. It requires a detonator.
Struck by lightning.
Yeah, it requires a detonator, in a way.
The John B. King was a Canadian ship that exploded when lightning struck.
Well, that is different thing,
It was,
because that is a ship with lots of different variables in it.
Yeah, the problem was it was full of dynamite, Kimmy. That's the real
Yeah,
yeah, it
but
probably wouldn't have
it-
exploded if it didn't have dynamite in
it
it.
is still a ship that has lots of different components.
He would explode. He would explode.
Okay.
If ships
down
don't
and
have
struck
dynamite,
that
they
ship.
explode when they get hit by lightning.
Scouts
Alright.
loaded and 30 members of the
Okay,
died.
okay. I would say
I'm gonna
Dungeon
give-
Master Cave ship.
I think we should debate this further.
I'm going to give the dynamite an AC.
Sweet.
And I am also going to let the dynamite roll
A
a
saving throw.
dexterity saving
Initiative.
throw on the fact that this guy has failed his. So I will roll a dexterity saving throw, and I believe on dynamite the DC 12 dexterity saving throw. He rolled an 11. And there are 5 sticks of dynamite in his block. I'm not even going to roll it. This
This
guy,
guy's
you just see,
fucking
this guy
explodes.
is knocked back. He is knocked back into the air by this lightning strike, and he is in mid-air. As you see another lightning strike just connect with the satchel, and this guy just disappears into just like this red mist as his body is exploded. You hear this like yeah, just cut short as it's like Zolkin lies down like on the ground, just covered in like this red mist of his friend who's carrying the dynamite. Just, he's covered in blood and bone that has just been launched
Oh my
all
God.
over him.
Fucking hell.
Finnan strikes again.
Nubs, you're just like watching all of this just happen.
I'll probably
It's like,
spray
what
his
the
guns.
fuck? Did we miss anyone's turn during that? I think we actually missed Nubs' turn during that time. Or did we also
Maybe.
miss Anger's turn?
Is it my turn?
Oh, it's a bit
I
late,
think,
boys,
yeah, I
isn't it?
think we...
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry, let's wrap this.
No,
Uh,
we will go first.
Haven't seen that man just explode. Hung is gonna charge forth once again, aiming for that same one ankle that he's weakened already. I guess he's still got fairy fire on him. Maybe.
What is?
I don't think so.
10
after
rounds.
That lightning strike.
Oh, okay, maybe not.
Yeah, no more. Very.
Right, I'm going to attack recklessly. Advantage.
Go ahead.
It hits.
Good hit.
What's that?
And then, if he's still standing,
It is a big hit, and you take this huge chunk of stone out of the side, and it just begins to kind of crumble away now. The stone is just like loose and brittle, but it still stands, and there's kind of one leg as the other is like kind of crumble underneath it.
At this point, I'm going to run to its underleg, and I'm going to try and not hit it with my maul, but try and almost pull it out from under it. I'm going to like hook the maul around and try and like sweep out the leg.
Okay. Roll an attack. If that's what you're doing.
Kind of an attack, but don't want to. More like trying to just pull its legs out from under it.
Oh, okay, so you're not trying to actually damage it, you're just trying to, like, subdue it, or?
Yeah, just like pull that final standing leg out so it maybe falls over.
Okay, do you want to roll a strength instead, or do you want to go for the attack?
Yeah, I'll roll a strength.
I will say it makes it a disadvantage against you. You pull. Well, describe to me what happened. It's a success.
I'm just going to kind of run to that other leg, hook the end of my maul around the front of its leg, and just yank it towards me so it kind of pulls its other leg out, and it hopefully falls flat on its face.
It does. And it shatters down onto the ground and falls flat first, face first into the ground. It kind of rotates and moves around. It is still alive, but it is barely moving at stage.
As my final action bit of movement, I'm going to jump on top of it, run up to its head, and kind of place my place my maul on its head, almost as if I want it to be subdued. That was it.
Okay. And with that, we move to Nubs Grimrick.
So
Why?
Nubs now sees that Bunguson's on top of it. The state of this big golem's looking like he's almost defeated, really. He raises his bow, but then he lowers it as he realizes he definitely can't shoot dynamite when when Bunguson's on top of it. He's just sort of cautiously shuffles a little bit closer. Oops, I didn't want to draw anything there, excuse me. Oh, I deleted my character. Can I have a token back? Sorry.
You should be able to undo it, right? Control Z.
Nah.
No.
Should not say. Let's try that. Anyway, hello, hey, it's me, everyone. Nubsy. Nubs is just gonna cautiously approach this person. About this distance now. Actually, this distance. Just watching out and maybe shout to Bunguson like, can we trap it? Probably something like that. Yeah. That's the end of my turn. I don't have a turn time.
Yeah, I think you dropped out of the order because of the.
Yeah, because I
token.
deleted my character, probably. Weird.
Now, I would say if there is a plan to potentially subdue and go beyond that, maybe we should end it here, and we move on through the next week.
Yeah, I would assist Anga doing anything he's doing at the moment.
Yeah, there's nothing else to do, guys.
Yeah. Where did I? Oh my god.
Yeah.
The golem just like falls down on Abard's unconscious body.
No,
Yeah.
Medica. On Medica.
Tie him up! Tie him up!
Don't worry, I'm on your case.
Okay.
I think everyone's going to be like, thank God nobody got hurt.
We,
Yeah.
Ah.
We're
Kind of like yesterday. Was it in Among Us the other day when
Yeah,
Sam got
no,
chosen
absolutely
to
nobody mentioned it at all.
from the start?
I know, poor lad.
so with that, boys, we stand in the field of the south of Triboar. Abard unconscious and within death's grips, flattened
Once
by a
again.
golem that has been apprehended and I guess subdued. The rest of you stand around, Nubs, Zolkin, Shamash, sprayed by this red mist of this fellow who has been blown up by the dynamite. The cave mouth still emancipating, like not emancipating. It's not the right word.
Absolutely
Emitting like this kind of grey dust out of the cave mouth. We'll be picking back up around as you try to subdue and apprehend this large, ancient-looking being of the stone golem.
Woo!
Excellent.
Nice.
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 That was some good combat.
That's good indeed.
I shall end the recording here.